Alright guys, and we are here for the finals of the EGL Championship Season 2. I am Zuko, along with
Cryptic. Hello.
And yeah, we're gonna have a really exciting match between Rush and SRC today. So it looks like because Rush, they haven't dropped a game yet, they're gonna be picking sides, and it looks like they'll be choosing blue side. So once we get all the people in, then we'll see people lined up. But something I just thought about was with the patch on Thursday, SRC actually has like a little bit more experience in the competitive scene with like all the new patch changes, because there was like quite a bit of changes that happened on Thursday.
Yes, a lot of changes to the jungle champions, especially. We saw Zutter just during the last game between our SRC playing a Mumu, prioritizing that very much. But now that it's been nerfed a little bit, I wonder if they'll continue to prioritize that tank in the jungle, especially with him being one of their more mechanically inclined players on the team.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's been nice to see a lot of the junglers nerfed, because like even like Kane's got a nerf, and I think that was the main champion that was like super annoying to deal with.
And then the Ivern buff too, exciting stuff. We just watched a game of that. However, unfortunately, I don't think we'll see either of the junglers say pick it up, unless for some reason they put Zax Blob's top lane and Timeless in the jungle.
Yeah, maybe.
Speaking of, if you did not know, SRC is subbing out Ragnarok 10,000 in the top lane for Timeless Struggle, and for him. We just kind of went through their op.gg and checked him out a little bit.
Yeah.
His main champion is Tryndamere in the top lane, from what we could see. And one of our biggest concerns, or not concerns, but thoughts was, where do you pick a Tryndamere if you do want to pick a Tryndamere in a composition?
Yeah.
And it doesn't look too good for the Tryndamere players, especially against someone like Kino.
Yeah, it was like the champions that like really countered Tryndamere are like the things that like kite it. So like Vayne top did like well into it, and then like Wukong and Malphite are like the big tanks that like build like a crap ton of armor.
Yeah.
So they're doing well into it, and it's like Kino could definitely like play that stuff if he wants. Like he could probably play like whatever champion he wanted
And still come out ahead, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe that's something that Rush either didn't think about, or maybe they don't care about with choosing blue side, because like they haven't had a problem with top lane before. Like Kino's pretty much had the edge on every single top lane in the circuit.
Yeah, and my biggest, I kind of had, assuming Ragnarok was in today, I had my predictions and how I thought the game was going to play out. But upon finding out that it's indeed Timeless, I had this kind of internal struggle on what does Timeless bring to SRC that Ragnarok didn't. One thing I thought that Ragnarok was doing well is he was slowly getting there and learning how to absorb that pressure and to minimize the enemy top laner's impact on the map. It's a little bit harder for him because, unlike a team like Roman, where they could just believe, like, there's not a Zutter on the map creating havoc, but against RSH, Zutter's like in bot lane and mid lane creating havoc. So you get that pressure on you to start making plays, and he was getting better with zoning that back and learning how to be kind of a punching bag in the top lane. So I'm not sure if Timeless will take up that same role, or if they'll look to him to carry.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see how SRC plays that out. Yeah, I know with my team, it's like our thought is every time we play against Zutter, we just like think of him as an Evelyn on any champion. It's like you have to be like constantly scared of him. It's like he's always gonna be there. So
buy your control wards.
yeah, have a lot of vision. So
So I know you mentioned that RSH has not lost a set to date.
Yep.
Throughout the regular season, they went 3-0 or 4-0, 3-0 against their group in Group A, and they've only dropped a game here or there, once in groups, and I think 2 games, one to EXE, one to SRC
Yep.
in the playoffs. So they've rode the winners bracket to the finals here. Will they lose a game today?
I don't think they're gonna lose a game at all today. My prediction's gonna be 3-0 because when SRC took that game off of them last week, it was like the first game, and I think that was just Rush not knowing like exactly what to prioritize, because then after that they were like, okay, we don't want CLG to have Victor, and they put a lot of priority on that because like game 2 Rush was blue side, they first picked the Victor, and then afterwards SRC was on blue side and they were hard prioritizing Kale, and then instantly you saw the Victor come out from Shopkeeper, and Shopkeeper, even though he had like the one game where he died a lot, he was always doing like a crap ton of damage.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I rewatched their entire series, that entire 3-1 series, and how the meta kind of shifted over that single series from, especially in the banning phase, was interesting to see. And so I'm wondering what meta, especially with Ragnarok not playing, will come up first in game 1 today. Will they be putting Zutter on tanks? Will they be will SRC put the faith into Timeless and try to get him to carry with a carry champion like Echo or like Tryndamere? Curious to see what they'll do. I know for a fact, though, that in RSH's draft strategy, they're very fearful of tank meta. They want to try to avoid having 3 tanks on the map with a supportive champion or a high damage mage like Victor or Xerath or Orianna, and then that high DPS ADC from Kabos. So they're going to look to ban out probably maybe the Ornn still, maybe even Zac itself. So I'm interested to see what kind of goes into game 1 today.
Yeah. The one ban that I really want to see out of SRC would be, and I don't know if they're going to ban it, would be Ezreal, because it seems like any time that the SRC bot lane can get really far ahead is when when Rhino is not on that champion. Because even the game which they were playing Zyra Caitlyn bottom lane, that they still got like really abused by the Kai'Sa Alistar, and like you would not expect them to be that far behind. Like Kabos had kill lead and like 30 CS at 15 on Rhino, so I thought that was insane. I think if you take him off of Ezreal, something that can play a lot more passive than any other AD carry, then you'll have a lot better time exploiting that bottom lane, and that would be how I see SRC winning that game. I know last week when they played, I said that CLG is going to be like the main person, like 1v9ing SRC to like a victory.
Yeah.
And he kind of did that game 1 with the Victor, but it'll be interesting to see how draft plans out, if they can get him on a broken mid, if they get him on Victor again.
Yeah.
Or if they try to get a counter pick for him, because SRC will be red side.
Yeah, so I watched some other series as well with RSH and both SRC in them, and I'm really curious to know what these teams are taking away from the other series that they play against. So the ones I'm going to quote on here are both EXE. So when RSH faced EXE, I think it was either game 1 or game 2, where they picked Samira, Leona bot lane, and RSH countered that with the Ezreal Janna, a really safe bot lane. You're not going to die with that. However, I think Rhino then proceeded to go 0-3 in lane or something of that nature. And
oh god, it's Vindy. Yeah, Vindy. He was like, "Yeah, we want
for notes." Oh, okay.
Vindy was like, "Yeah, let's get Cryptic and Zuko onto the cast with me," and he's like, "Oh, we only have 2 mics, so I'm a head out."
Yeah.
So
doesn't let me. That's fine. I have my notes.
Vindy has his phone out all the time.
How dare he?
That's a commish difference.
Commish difference. I'm the lowest ranking one here, so I don't get that privilege. But as I was saying, so they drafted this really safe bot lane around Ezreal, and then they proceeded to kind of flop the early game. I think they still ended up winning that game through the other sides of the map,
Yeah.
but against a team like SRC that might not fly as under the rug as
Yeah.
it might against EXE. And on the other side of the coin, EXE also showed the circuit, everyone, RSH, SRC, that CLG can be exploited with jungle pressure. Not saying that he's still not really good and probably one of the best players, if not mid laners in the league, but he still has that weakness that
Yeah.
he just
Yeah, he's not a robot. He's not a god. He can bleed. Padawan had a good performance against him that one game, but
yes.
it just depends on like their game plan against Shopkeeper. Like the only thing that actually can kill CLG at all was like the Xerath, but that was like CLG going for a kill. He like got the flash, but then was in kill range of the Xerath and took too many of the Xerath ultimates. So,
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the most aggressive champion that lost to Shopkeeper has played as Victor.
well, he played the Yone game against me.
Oh,
That
that's
felt-
true.
That
That's
felt
true.
really, really bad. But that's like only because I picked the Corki. And
Yeah.
that matchup is not fun.
I don't see that. I don't see the Yone coming out today. I'd be actually very surprised. But if, like I said, that Victor is probably the most aggressive champion that he's played into teams in the playoffs.
Yep.
So he can't do the same thing that Padawan was able to do against CLG. So that may not be the exact way to get to crack that mid lane. Instead, you're gonna have to pick those tanks, those control mages, or artillery mages, and try to poke him down, work with your jungler, and then use that to crack. You're not gonna be able to do it yourself,
Yep.
which is a little bit of a draft hindrance on RSH's side, but that might be something they're looking at working around as well.
Yeah. The thing that I don't know, it's kind of like looking back on like SRC like winning this game, because if like I was just extremely impressed with like how Kabas is playing. I know like people had like high expectations for him, and like right now he's playing like crazy, but and maybe it was just me, but he was playing like well in groups, but I think partially because of the people he was playing against, it wasn't actually shown like how good of a player he was.
Yeah.
But I mean, with like the series that have happened in playoffs where he got like the misfortune pen to kill, and his Kai'Sa games like against the Caitlyn Zyra bottom lane was insane. I think he's playing out of his mind right now. So maybe just a lot of like priority from what they need to do to win, which is just like maybe if you can get Kai'Sa, but I don't know if RSH is gonna ban that or not against them.
And yeah, it's about that kind of trade-off I was talking about earlier. If RSH decides they want to try to get SRC off of a 3-man tank composition, Kai'Sa is very good with that kind of composition. The Vayne,
Yeah.
other scaling ADCs like that. Do they go with the Caitlyn instead? Do they go with the Misfortune instead if their tanks are banned out?
Yeah, and like Kabas's like third champion that we saw was like the Jinx that he brought out against EXE.
Oh yes, we did see Jinx one game.
So, and that is like technically like a tank shredder. It has like a very strong late game, and like really really requires like a frontline and peel. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and talking about Kabas and Gabe, Gilio would say that Kabas is the best player in the league. So he does have people thinking that he has the potential to carry his team to victory and be an outstanding ADC. I think he placed top in his group for that position.
Yep.
So it's kind of interesting to see how he's developed, from the groups stage to now the finals, where we get to see if it all kind of crests into a victory or a outstanding performance from the bot lane.
Yeah, and kind of what you were talking about with like the big tank composition that SRC likes to play, it kind of makes me think that SRC wouldn't go with stuff like the Trinamir top lane where it's like a hard split pusher, just because maybe they have a lot of games with this roster with Timeless top, but if not, they just want to keep with like the SRC game plan of having champions in the top lane that want to be in the team fight, 5v5ing.
Yeah, and if that's the way they go, I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing, the Fiora come out again. If maybe game 1 would be a test. Does Kino think he can break the top lane without Rag in there? I'm super interested. Our discussion game 2 will be a lot more, reference based when on that top lane matchup. We'll have to see how it plays out because I personally have never played against SRC with Timeless in. I do not believe.
Especially not Timeless top lane.
Exactly.
I played against like Timeless jungle, and like he does really well on the carries. Like we saw his Kazakhs in groups. I think we've seen his Echo in groups, and he does like really well on those like carry junglers. So yeah, looks like we'll be in champs like any second now.
Did we get Kale nerfs last patch?
I think we did.
Okay,
yeah,
I think
we
so
got
too.
we got something for it. I think I said on like Thursday also is like I don't think any of the nerfs that happened on the patch were enough to actually shift like power, but just like decrease like the distance between like the two champions' power levels.
Yeah.
So like, but that's still like the question on like, do people know like is Kale mid better than Victor mid? Like what are they gonna prioritize? So
yeah.
As we happen to champ select, we see the Zac ban still out of Zac's blobs.
And that's, I think, not standard for them. But again, we were saying that they don't usually go for the Zac ban, but it kind of fits that MO of them not wanting to play against the tanks.
Yeah.
And we see a Misfortune ban coming through. I wonder if they are afraid of the Gale Force interaction.
And Scion ban against Timeless is, I don't know. I can't even say it's kind of interesting, but like maybe Kino. I'm so glad they banned Ezreal. I really didn't think they'd ban that, but like my other thing I was gonna say is like I don't think they should be throwing any bans at jungle. I think like no matter what, Zutter is just gonna like jungle gap Zac's blobs. So, he might even go like a Mumu or Nunu here.
Yeah.
But the Kale priority is still really strong.
Yeah, that's interesting to see it first picked
by
RSH.
I don't think we've ever seen Rush play Kale.
I don't think so either, especially against SRC. It's always been an SRC priority on that champion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who plays the Kale. We got the Kaisa out of Kabas and some Misfortunes band, so I really like that out of him. And they're really thinking hard about this. And it's going to be Volibear.
Okay, that could be top or jungle. However, I'd wager that it's top lane. It's definitely a flex, no matter what. But I would wager that they're looking to put it top lane and see what they're gonna answer with jungle.
I would think Volibear can follow Kale pretty well. Even though we saw CLG's Kale is greater than Kino's Volibear.
Okay, so the Kale was also flexing. That looks like that's going mid lane, potentially.
I think it's a more likelihood that Kino plays the Kale with the mouth.
Oh, true. Yep. You're correct.
Shopkeeper. I'm kind of surprised that Rhino went with the Jhin because I feel like he hasn't prioritized that at all. And now we have Silas that'll probably lane against the Malphite.
Didn't we see CLG play Silas and SRC against EXE?
Yes.
Okay,
and
so
he did really well in that game.
That's not a surprise then, and
Nope.
RSH might be face palming right now. They just gave Silas a Kale and a Malphite ult.
Yeah.
Obviously not what you should be basing your whole composition around, but Silas top, yep, that's still an option if they put Volibear in the jungle.
We see Lulu ban and Alistar ban. I would think with the Alistar ban that you have to ban Leona next, because those champions theoretically like do the same thing. And Gabe is very comfortable on both.
So I think it's highly likely that we might see a Mumu again. Oh, there we go. It was banned out. Just how the comp is shaping up for RSH, they want something else beefier in the jungle.
Yep.
So Mumu was perfect, but
yeah, because this is definitely still an angle for Peanut to go Zyra.
Zyra,
it goes really well with the Jhin. It would do really well against the enemy composition. Um, so now just what do they pick next? And it's gonna be Nautilus.
Nautilus. Okay. This is where. Oh, that would be very good.
I was gonna say if Kane is still up, Kane is a
Yes.
really good jungler still.
Seraphine would still be a nice pickup here, I think, especially with her recent buffs. I mean, I know they were aimed towards mid lane, but any
Yeah.
buffs they give to mid lane is going to make her a better support.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it is gonna be Seraphine.
we got the Rel hover. Uh, Gabe has
Um,
been spamming Rel, but
so
unfortunately it's not playable
they're
today.
either picking uh this is the issue, is like they're either picking top or jungle, and Kino can definitely play the Malphite if need be. The question is, does Shopkeeper play the Kale? So I think you should just pick
Pantheon mid. That's when this is definitely you
Pantheon
send
top. I think this is timeless Pantheon.
I'd wager more that it's CLG Pantheon strictly because we've seen him play it before, but
I guess, but you're throwing Pantheon against Malphite and not Silas against
it
Malphite?
could also be a lane swap. I mean, both Silas and Pantheon can kill Kale, but Silas has a way easier time into Malphite than Pantheon does.
Yeah.
At least from my knowledge.
So maybe if Silas or if Timeless Struggle is a better Silas than a Pantheon, and CLG can play both, that maybe CLG just lanes top lane against the Kale.
So they can't trade anymore. So this is what they're playing at least. They still
Yeah.
could swap lanes. But like I was saying, both it would be more logical to send Pantheon top. However, he doesn't have as much reach with his ult. He can't roam bot, roam top as much, and Silas does have a better matchup into the Malphite.
Silas is also like pretty good at like any stage of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be kind of nice if you can like shut down Zutter or make it. You either like if you can kill him a lot early because he's trying to go for orbs,
Mm-hmm.
or if you just make it so that he can't get orbs at all, because both Silas Volibear and Pantheon Volibear is a way better 2v2 than the top jungle or mid jungle from Rush.
Well, and this is I don't play Kane as much. But once Kane hits that transformation, doesn't that flip back over to because by that time Kale is ranged. Malphite does have 6 usually when Kane is getting that transformation, unless you're Ken, getting it at like 5 minutes or whatnot. So that the power dynamic might shift when because that's a big power
Yeah.
spike for Kane.
It definitely takes longer for the Kane to hit his orbs, depending on how active he wants to be.
Mhm.
The thing I like about watching Kane or Zutter's Kane is that he does a really good job of knowing his limits for like greeting for orbs, especially
Yeah.
when he like
Yeah.
we've seen him like randomly run top lane to just brawl for no reason besides getting orbs because there's no camps up and there's nothing like else like to do, so it's just like spending his time like really valuably.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out in my head if this is either a well-crafted comp by RSH. It was just something doesn't feel right to me about SRC's composition. It has those counters in the solo lane. Their bot, the bot lane's looking a little bit stronger for RSH. They have the poke prio, they have the damage earlier in the game. Obviously Nautilus could get hooks, get the Kaisa passive stacks, but I'm trying to weigh, what's better, that mid late game team fight from RSH that they've drafted very beautifully, or the counter picks in the solo lanes from SRC.
Yeah.
And they might not even be. We don't know yet, obviously.
It was kind of like what we were talking about with like spectating that other game. And granted, like viewers don't know that, but it's like, is the trade-off worth it? Is the trade-off of Rush being really weak worth it to how strong your mid-late game is?
Yeah.
Because if SRC can find themselves 3.5, 4K gold ahead at 15, 16 minutes and have a couple early dragons, then that's really good. Especially if the dragons are like either Ocean or Infernal Soul.
Yeah.
But I know that'd be like really rough to see is like if it's like a not useless soul, but like if it's Cloud Soul or if
Yeah.
it's Mountain Soul, it's like meh on the SRC composition.
My main thing is, so you have Volibear, Silas, and Pantheon, and Nautilus, who all want to dive. They're engaging. They're diving. They can't disengage as well. They can't siege as well. So they have one sort of goal in mind. However, on RSH's side,
I'd be really worried for SRC about the rush comp because of the Kayn. I almost would have wanted to see the Kayn ban instead of the Lulu ban.
Yes.
I thought the Lulu ban was like a little bit out of place because Lulu does not pair like well with Jhin.
It's not the worst, but Seraphine, I think, is probably on an equal level of usefulness in the team comp as Lulu. So you're basically picking which one, and maybe they weren't even prepared for the Seraphine, but Lulu can buff up that engage or the disengage. She has all the same things that she can do in her kit as Seraphine. Just Seraphine does them a lot better, in my opinion. Now that the comps have rounded out.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna see an invade, and they might be able to catch out Kino here, depending on how he positions. The thing I like about the SRC comp, it reminds me of the EXC comp against Roman, where it's like they didn't have a whole lot of damage, but they have like a lot of card control, especially.
Oh, they might catch him here.
Ooh,
that was
very close. I'm a little surprised that Kino didn't.
He knew his limits.
Flash that? Yeah, I guess so.
he knew exactly what was gonna happen.
That's why Kino's 65-point player.
That's big why he's high elo and I'm not. He knows that it would never have hit. Because the safe thing to do there is just flash away. They're looking to
quote unquote safe.
Yeah,
it's safe. It's safe in that moment, and then it gets really scary for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, as soon as KO without flash. One thing I do want to point out is Silas's rune choice. He took Fleet Footwork, which isn't bad.
But into Kayle, like normally you go Fleet because the matchup's bad, but your matchup's good in the top lane. Because they're good. Because that makes more sense.
There we go.
This makes a lot more sense. So.
Can we get a swap on the scoreboard?
And that kind of makes sense why CLG took teleport, because I was thinking like CLG should probably have ignite.
I mean, I still think there's some points to be made for having ignite into Kayle.
Yeah, but it's really hard to take ignite in solo lane or top lane.
Yeah, basically Silas is just going to want to queue the wave, consistently try to clear it. Otherwise, Malphite will poke him out. The best he can hope for is a gank somewhere in the right before level 6. It looks like Kino's sitting up in a bush waiting, just pressuring, or not Kino, CLG is sitting in a bush pressuring Kino off the wave. So it doesn't look like RSH's bot lane. Oh, we see an invade. Kino has decided to do, or not.
Zutter has Zach's blobs.
Yeah, Zutter has decided to do a full clear bot lane.
Wait, and he did the birds before going to the Krugs? I don't understand that. Like, it would take him so extra, like, more time to move over. Is he gonna get multiple camps? Because if Zutter only goes for the wolves, he's getting 2 camps out of this, and this is really high value out of Zach's blobs.
Yeah, that's
especially with the ward down that Zach's blobs placed.
He's gonna know.
Yep, they ping it out right now.
Pantheon and Silas both have lane prio if something cheeky were to go down.
Yeah.
He's realizing what's happened, so he's gonna either transition into a invade himself, or he's gonna get caught by Zach's blobs. Yeah, this isn't looking too good. He might get pinched here. We'll see.
Looks like he's going for the birds, and
Zach should know where Kayn is.
The birds are down. I think. Well, he definitely knows where Kayn is.
Yeah.
But he just realizes now where Zach's blobs is, and he gets a smite on the.
Zach did get it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Zach got it. So this is. It's only a 1 camp lead for.
And now Volibear is able to go and transition over into contesting his Raptors again. Oh, Gabe's taking a bad trade in the bot lane.
Yeah, actually gets the Dark Harvest proc. So that's pretty nice for Rhino.
Oh, there's a 3-man in the mid lane.
They didn't really.
Oh!
Yeah. They do kill him. They didn't really use his, like, the chain CC super well, because right as.
Zach was a little bit late on that.
Well, it was like right as CLG threw the stun, Silas, like, threw his stun, like, immediately after. But it doesn't matter. Like, you got. Like, you do lose. There's another fight happening. Peanut is super low. They burned both of Peanuts summoners, and he's at 1 HP, but he's Seraphine, so he can kind of heal up every once in a while.
Yeah.
Gabe uses Ignite for that, so it's another summoner spell trade in the bottom lane in favor of SRC.
I'm going to have to get used to pressing the... Oh, Timeless is taking a rough trade in the mid lane. Is he going to turn? He is.
Ooh,
he expected to Malphite to stutter
I was
back.
gonna say, that
back.
was pretty greedy, I feel like. But, I mean, maybe you just don't know that Zarya is going to be on the birds, but it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I think. It was nice that
This
he got an assist for that.
Yeah, this transition bot lane is a bit weird by Zax. Just wasted a little bit of time paying some attention. I don't think they needed help on the bounce, but we'll see what he uses. He did double scuttle, so
I wonder if they're going for this dragon right now. Looks like Kabas and Gabe are like bush camping that bush. CLG might be taking a bad trade.
See, Kale wins this. Kale wins this.
Oh, Kido gets it. I was like, when is this Q gonna come back up?
I'm gonna replay that because like I've been in that situation a few times myself, and
is he gonna be able to ult out?
Maybe. Okay, Zutter doesn't have any.
He just hit 6.
Zutter doesn't.
In the slow doesn't hit.
I pressed the button. Nothing happened. Rip.
No, that's fine. That's when production will take care of it.
Oh, okay. Okay. There we go.
And we have a black screen, and then we're
back
to live.
That's okay. So SRC did get the dragon, so it's kind of fitting their game plan very well. They've gotten a few kills. They're up 1.4k gold, and they're sitting pretty in the first 6 minutes of the game.
Yep. Second dragon is Cloud too, so your soul is either going to be Infernal or Mountain. Those are both. Yeah. Like Infernal would be really nice. Mountain will still be like pretty decent.
Infernal would be really good for their team.
Yeah, 100%.
And if it's Mountain, then their goal isn't necessarily to get it; it's to take it away from RSH.
Yeah, and like just keep working towards the Elder Dragon, because it's already 1,000 gold lead. You have Timeless is up 8 CS and Kabas is up 10.
So even though they are ahead, right? They're ahead that 1.23k gold. Zutter's neck and neck, CS. Top lane doesn't have as much of a lead as it should based on the strength of its champion. However, Pantheon does have that kill and that assist.
Yeah, I was going to say, he did get that nice roam off.
Which has a little bit of gold attached to it. So he's probably up 500, 600 gold. Depending on if he got the first blood.
Ooh, Shopkeeper grabbing that. Crab.
Oh.
As Zach Plobs
doesn't feel good. I'm curious if SRC will... Ooh, wow, he's taking a really bad trade into this.
I wonder if he... I mean, Timeless has the Malphite ulti for a disengage, if need be.
That's when you just see, Malphite ults you, ult away, we just trade ults. But Kabas is carrying a lot of the team's gold lead. So is Timeless in the mid lane.
Even at this point now, Kino's down 15 CS, and I mean he's full health, but it looks like he's trying to get some defensive vision for Zutter. Even though Zutter's on that side of the map.
Yeah. Oh no! This is so I was
gonna say Timeless has a good amount of healing.
Oh, does he have Q?
Does he have flash? Oh, that actually reaches and.
Oh, and here's CLG for the pickup. See, with their last trade going the way it did, I did not expect him to be able to kill the Malphite there.
Yeah,
I
didn't know he had the Q back up to kill him at there. So that was pretty sus out of Shopkeeper, but pretty good calculation out of Timeless.
So one thing I'm concerned about for RSH's bot lane here is that they pre-level 6 they have some pressure in lane. It's very circumstantial, ranged versus the melee support. You'd be able to poke them out a little more. You have that sustain in your W.
Oh, wow. That hook actually hits, and they're going to get a lot of damage. And
Tower's
the Zach Blob ulti?
Oh, the Seraphine ult saves. Oh, Kais is it. Ooh.
Yeah, Zach Blob is done taking aggro, and everyone else is taking aggro. So that was a really nice
It might not be
dive.
over. Oh, it is over. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Kane is at the top side of the map. He's going to mess with CLG a bit, but that was a really clean dive. I cannot believe that this... we're live.
This is.
Oh no! This is the replay. This is the replay.
Yes.
I saw that the bot lane didn't have.
Yeah.
any KP. So
And here we go. He's
Yeah.
in the bush. Oh, something's happening. We're getting a gank off top lane.
yeah, Zutter is messing with CLG. He does have the ulti, so maybe he does kill him.
He can't because of the ults. Yeah, he just had. They're just playing a mind game there with the ult because if he ults, Pantheon can block it. The damage.
Really?
Yep.
Like, no matter what? Because, like, if you throw the stun, like, where does he come out of?
So I think the damage, the way that ability works is it's the damage to where he initiated the ult. So if he E's in the direction where Kane came from, then it'll block the damage.
Interesting.
So Kabos is now up 30 CS. 20 CS, my bad. 20 CS and a kill. So that's a substantial amount of gold. Can we get gold graph at 10 minutes here?
Looks like we're getting a little bit of brawl. Stun is going to miss from Timeless. Let's see. But yeah, you actually have a lot of CS leads across the map from SRC.
SRC, yep. And again, that one thing I want to point out is even though Zax's Blobs had that, and he knows he can invade, he's still falling behind on CS, 16 CS in the jungle.
What item do you think Shopkeeper is building with the 2 Ruby Crystals and the Amp Tome? Does that build into, like, would you go Imperial Mandate? Or
That,
maybe he goes, like, Riftmaker?
maybe he's not going Mythic first.
Maybe.
Oh, Rocket Belt would be that, no? Because Rocket Belt does it have a Ruby Crystal in it? Not a Ruby Crystal, but the...
I mean, he might be just going, like, 2 Ruby Crystals just for value.
Possibly. It is a good start for health. And he's getting a slow push on the wave. We have SRC bot lane roaming up to the river.
Yeah,
they're out
gonna
taking
get the
dragon.
dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see in a second. It is the Infernal Soul. So that is going to be really, really important for both these teams.
Okay. So we're 5 minutes from where we were at 6-minute mark when they had a 1.3k gold lead. And ooh, he's going in. Oh, and he took tower shot. He took two tower shots.
Yeah.
Is he gonna flash?
Peanut's here. He throws the ulti into. Yeah,
did
Timeless
not
did
hit.
use the flash.
Okay, he did have to flash.
It looked like he traded flash with Peanut's flash. So
Yes.
that makes
Well,
sense.
flash
'cause-
and ult. So now bot lane, SRC bot lane has free reign over that lane for a hot minute here, while Seraphine doesn't have the ult and doesn't have the flash.
with Shopkeeper flash up though, this is a kill angle.
Yes.
If
It is very scary for the Silas here, which
He-
is weird why he's not TPing. It's slow pushing to him, and he has TP, so he could back and not lose much for it. But instead, he's choosing to stay and risk and do that risk.
Yeah, he's like hoping that he can
Outplay
get his
it.
W off to like heal a little bit before.
Yeah, and he is slowly healing up. He did pop the rest of his corrupting potions.
You're starting to see like the CS gap out of jungle.
The
now.
jungle continued to increase.
Yeah, Zutter's now up 20 CS, which is not as much as what we saw from like Zutter against the EXE game, but it's still pretty nice.
Yeah.
Like especially when your lanes are losing as they are, like especially bottom lane. Bottom lane is down 30 CS and that kill. So that's like the equivalent of like what 800 gold or something.
Yeah, and Vindy's saying that the double Ruby is super strong early start, just to get that beef behind your champion. My main thing is we're seeing the gold go back towards RSH's side slowly but surely.
They're going super aggressive. It looks like Timeless Jungle is going to TP to this, and they're stealing the charm.
Oh, and Rondo gets hit by it. He's going to be blown up, and 1 kill over to Kabos.
Yeah, they did use the Nautilus ulti, even though it didn't get like used at all. But that is, like, it is a kill, but you don't really get anything out of it because Dragon's not up, and Zax Labs will be able to get the top wave, so it's not like that. Or maybe he's just going to red buff.
Yeah.
But like this is gonna be like Kino gaining advantage from it. So even though it's positive from SRC, and Rhino being O2 really sucks, Kino will be getting some time, so that late game insurance is a positive.
And we got Timeless trading on to Lost Shopkeeper, a little bit positive for him, but Lost Shopkeeper has built the Sunfire or the Bomby Simner.
Oh, Shopkeeper has the bombies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's going.
Because Timeless already finished the Leandry's
Yep.
Anguish.
Okay.
And he has 3 stacks on the Dark Seal. So that's pretty nice randomly.
So Kale is free farming. She's about to tick over to level 11, and it seems like the gold is growing in SRC's favor when they're making plays. However, RSH doesn't feel pressured to make plays right now because they have that ticking time bomb in the Silas and the Kale. We have another trade by Timeless. Very active mid lane compared to some of our other mid lanes we've seen. So when nothing happens on the map, RSH is benefiting greatly. Zutter's building the CS lead. Kino's building the CS lead, or he's building the levels that he can get to 16, and he's getting CS. So anytime Pantheon leaves lane is a win for RSH.
The thing that concerns me about RSH at this point is you have the Dragon in a minute and a half, and Zutter still isn't as transformation. So I wonder if he has it the next time he bases. Looks like he needs this top lane to brawl for him to get his transformation. CLG is going to burn the flash, but he is going to be able to... yep, he will fall.
Yep, and then he used the W to block other damage.
So
that's a huge loss, unfortunately, for SRC. They're going to get this tower top lane on the two people who scale the most in the game. Silas is coming on up to try to relieve some pressure, also leaving mid lane open for the wave to be lost.
But Zach's probably here, so they're actually going to get the first tower bottom lane.
Yes.
And they will have enough time if they want to like spend this gold for the dragon fight. So
they have to recall right now. Or they might just say, hey, let's do it off spawn because...
yeah, they may be able to kill bot lane again. Or just setting up some
vision. Yeah.
Because like Gabe still has some wars in his inventory. Yeah, Jin still isn't on the Eclipse Power Spike yet. He finished the Boots of Swiftness, so it's hard to tell how far away he is from that. Kaboth now 2 kills and 45 CS on Rhino.
Yeah. So if we take a look at our side here, one of the biggest advantages that SRC has for this next fight is they have all their ults and they have Summoner Spell advantage. As I'm sure CLG is saying, Kayn and Kale just use their ults top. So SRC can take the dragon on spawn, and now they're on soul point.
Yeah, and that's really dangerous because like even if for the 4th dragon, if Rush can get ahead, the like Smite paired with Volibear is probably out Smite's Kayn a little bit. Kayn does finally have the transformation done, so and he's red Kayn, which is what we expected, especially from the Conqueror. But with dropping the Herald, they're gonna really try to accelerate the game.
Yeah.
Do they even get it before the charge?
Yes, they do.
This is really nice. They can get a lot of damage on this tier 2.
They're sitting pretty here, especially there's only 4 of them, so they're not even spending their entire
yeah, like
budget
CLG
of
is
people
still crushing a little bit.
Like KO was recalled, and Jin had to go off his wave bot, which is pushing away from him, already losing CS to kind of relieve pressure, and they didn't commit as many resources as RSH did, which was nice.
Yeah. Kale now has the Berserker Greaves done and the Nash is done, so that's a little bit that is really good along with being level 11. Yeah. Otherwise, Kaisa Kabas is probably sitting on a fat ton of gold since he hasn't based since the bot tower fell.
Mm-hmm. And Kale's just been sitting top lane, so both Kale and Kayn both outleveled their counterparts. Kayn by 2 levels. So if it does come down to a contested fight for an objective, we might, even though Zax's Blobs does have that the abilities to try to contest that, it might go to whoever has the better smite at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, Kayn is definitely up quite a bit of gold, but like we were talking about, the CC from SRC is still very strong, and then you follow it up by the amount of power that Kabas has, being up as many kills and farm as he is. Because pretty much like Zax's stun and Pantheon stun are literally point click, and then once one of those lands, then the Silas stun is really easy. So maybe they'll be able to get it to kill Zutter before he gets his ulti off, but
yeah. It's definitely, the game has been, it is close. It really is, when considering scaling. I'm just trying to think of in my head, what would I rather have? A really fed Kaisa or a not so fed Kale that has just been free farming the entire game?
Yeah, exactly.
Because Pantheon has not done, unfortunately, what they needed him to.
Oh,
we see Timeless aggressing onto Seraphine.
And they're going to blow 2 subs for free with this.
The 1v2.
Timeless still has the ulti.
Does we ult?
But
no, he doesn't kill him here.
Wait a second. Just low vision? Yeah.
So,
those ultis landing, so
Timeless just got a lot for nothing. What did he? What he didn't burn anything, did he? No,
No,
he just
he
got
burned nothing, and he
just
got
Seraphine
heal
ult.
and flash.
Yeah. So they were really feeling the pressure. That was a very good.
Yeah, like both of those are going to be down for the next dragon, which is in 2 minutes, and doesn't look like anybody's going to be fighting over the Herald right now, which is fine. I kind of would have liked to see the SRC bottom lane paired with Zax's Bob to try to take that, because that could pretty much eat the top tower, or it could 100% destroy the mid tower.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know how powerful RSH feels they are right now.
It's kind of like we were talking about before. It's like they know they're strong, but it's so scary playing against Rush and Zutter. It's like you just always feel super pressured and like you're on this clock, especially against this team with Kale and Kane. Bowser's gonna sneak by, and he's actually gonna snare Malphite.
That's a dead Malphite, or one that's using to use ult. We'll see.
Oh, wow,
they
they're actually
re-engage.
gonna re-engage with this. They have a lot of
It's
CC.
only Kaisa.
Yeah, that was pretty
That was
ambitious.
Yeah, they did. I don't think.
And they're just gonna look at Baron because there's 2 dead, and especially Timeless. He doesn't have teleport. Yeah, that was
Wow.
really ambitious. They definitely have the damage to do this too, because they have Kale and Kane have a good amount of consistent damage, but
You know, the person you want to be going on there is not Malphite if it happens.
yeah, especially with the Sunfire Aegis.
They get Baron here. It might be very rough.
Does he steal this?
Oh.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't think I've ever seen Zutter miss a smite yet,
Yeah.
but yeah, that was just like super ambitious. They're like,
Okay, so they chunk out, so they know that Pantheon and Volibear are not here at all. But however, SRC does not know who is all around. So they think that they have the advantage with Vision, him hopping over this wall here, to go on the Malphite.
yeah, but
And
like
they
right
can't
as he
kill
like
him.
throw the Nautilus hook in is like when everybody shows up, and then
It's
but they're
they're on.
now we're fighting for
who
this.
gets
And,
it? Oh, and
they're
they have
actually
Soul.
gonna get this. Yeah.
There's a fight. Zutter's been ulted by Kale. CLG is Zonya's. We'll see. They have Kale ult.
Zutter's
and they-
gonna get destroyed, but he has a stopwatch, so he's actually gonna live. And
Oh, and Malphite's over the wall on Kaisa. And it looks like
yeah,
SRC.
Kabas is running away from it. The shield gets
Oh!
off, and he's gonna die. And this is a huge turn of events.
I wonder if they're going to continue. They can't. They don't have Malphite ult.
Okay, so this is really, really good for RSH. Obviously, they got 3 kills. They have the
Yeah.
Baron buff. They can get a lot off this. They can probably get. You could probably send one person top, and you can get mid tier 1 for free.
Okay, here we go.
Looking back at the replay, Jid's causing a lot of chaos, and Zutter with the Kale ulti, and all of his sustain is just a lot. They get a lot of damage from the Kale and the Malphite. What is...
And you know what's absolutely amazing? Even though SRC got the soul, they knew that they had flashed. Their whole team except for Seraphine flashed over the wall to fight that fight.
Yeah, because they knew they were very far ahead. And they were in a very good position in that fight. Because, like, Jin being only 0-2 at that point in time, he got a decently sized value out of his ultimate.
Yeah.
And everyone is just able to free fire because everyone on SRC is trying to kill the dragon. So
That is a very good, unfortunate tipping point. RSH is saying, we'll let you have the soul just so we can have the Elder.
yeah, that is the nice thing about SRC grabbing this Infernal Soul is the Elder coming up.
And
It's weird because it's like both teams wanted SRC to get the soul.
Yeah. RSH doesn't mind giving it over at this point because they just won 2 fights in a row. They know how strong they are. Even with having that 3K gold lead earlier in the game, SRC couldn't kill them. They couldn't win any fights against them that weren't skirmishes with number advantage. So now the 5v5s are happening, and SRC has to now either out macro RSH or get picks, which is
Yep.
a little bit difficult because their longest range engage is the Nautilus hook.
Yeah, I mean technically you have the Pantheon that could find a flank if Rush is out of position. But yeah, Pantheon's effectiveness in fights in general is diminished a lot.
Yeah, and like you said, he has to flank at this point or ult in the back line.
Yep.
But Kale has ult, and Kale will use it specifically to answer him.
Well, I don't even think Kale will use it unless it's on.
Oh, and they just burst down.
Oh, they
it extends the encore. Oh
yeah,
my!
And the Malphite ulti is huge. CLG is trying to mess with Rhino, but it's not really going to do anything.
Here,
yeah. He ulted for nothing, and this should easily be mid inhib. At this point, it's like, what do you do? I don't think you can.
Oh, and they're engaging on Volibear, and he's just gonna. Oh, he ults away. Does he get the blast cone? Oh, and Zutter was in an ult. Yeah, that encore was nuts.
Yeah, that was really nice. But like, all this just stems from that one play that led to Rush Baron. It was like that overextension really hurts SRC.
Yeah, they thought they had the engage.
At that point, you don't need to go for like any coin flip plays because with the dragon up when it was,
they think they can re-engage. They're gonna go for it.
Is gonna go and with the Kai'Sa ulti.
Kai'Sa's DPSing the back line. Kel ults.
Yeah, Kabas is still doing a good amount of damage, and he's gonna kill.
Kale's down. Jin's dead.
Okay, so this is good. This
is good.
You get some gold back onto Kabas, and a little bit of tempo. But I think the mid T2's already dead, so it's like you can't really get anything on the map.
That was okay. We're gonna rewatch
so weird.
that.
So like, yeah, Timeless steals the Malphite ulti.
I didn't think this was winnable for them.
Yeah, it's like everyone like just came up because like Kai'Sa's walking there now, and she has the ultimate, so she can get there. And
Timeless goes in, ults, and Kai'Sa is just getting to DPS the backline for free the entire time. Kayn isn't even focusing her. Or Kayn isn't there.
I guess in the end it was like a 1-for-2, and it wasn't like the biggest deal in the world. Like, you got the inhib down, so that's honestly it's still a worth trade for Rush. You got the inhib in 1 kill for 2 kills, so you didn't give up for that much gold. You get a lot of pressure for the Elder Dragon and the Baron. Baron's coming up in 45. Elder's coming up in a minute 20. So whatever Rush chooses that they want to prioritize, they can get a lot of vision control over it and set that up while SRC has to deal with super minions.
Yeah. And what's nice is that Kai'Sa is able to clear those super minions fairly easily. But
yeah,
nonetheless, that's pressure on the map that RSH now has when they already have the advantage in teamfights. The reason they probably weren't able to come away with that last win was probably because they were sitting on a lot of gold from the previous fights that they didn't get to reset from. So now they went back and they bought. Kale is at 2.5 items with her boots, and she's about to hit level 16, which, along with the mid hit, the pressure that she'll be able to output, and while their team's staying safe.
You have the Rift Maker, you have the Sheen, which is super strong.
Yes, especially against the Pantheon.
Yeah. So Kino is sitting really, really pretty right now. And like they don't even care that like Kabas is so far ahead of Rhino because he has like a Zeal and Executioners over Rhino, but like who cares? Like when that gold is on an 80 carry, it's like does it actually matter?
So RSH has set up here for the Elder. They're going to take it on spawn. SRC is a little bit late to the fight. Pantheon does have TP, and he's TPing in to the mid wave. He does not have ult, though, so it has to be a Zax Blob steal if they're going to contest this.
I don't even know if, even if Zax Blobs win this, I don't even know if they win the fight.
They do not. He has to steal it and hope for the best from Kai'Sa. And they're not even going to finish it. They're just leaving it.
I think they'll be able to kill him. Zax Blobs is already dead, and there's so much happening. Kabas is already dead. They got
SRC
and Kino, but
yes.
Yeah, Zutter has it, and they're going to start killing everybody, so.
And Silas was caught too. Yeah, this one does not look too good for. Malphite's TP mid lane to end the game while Rhino cleans up Silas. Do they end the game with the timers? They have 20 seconds on Zac Blobs, I believe.
Yeah. Well, you don't have Baron buff. It's only one person shoving, so I don't know.
Elder. I'm curious. I don't think they can end here. He can't. He has to back off. Otherwise, he's just going to get caught out by the Zac and Kai'Sa.
Is that? Yeah, Kai'Sa's
or Zax Blob, I should say. The Volibear and Kai'Sa.
I think he gets one tower for sure.
It's too risky.
I guess so.
It was very ambitious, but maybe if his team backed him up and didn't chase the Silas, they could have. But again, if Silas got the back off.
Yeah, like Silas has teleport, so if they wanted to rush Baron, then all of SRC would be able to get there.
SRC cannot. SRC is in a very rough position right now. They cannot contest the Baron because the enemy team has Elder, and if they give the Baron, the game's over.
Yep.
So if they're able to maneuver this well, then they'll come away with some positive points in the game. But if they get, I mean, they're going to fight for it. They have to. So
Yeah, that was really good that they were all able to get off the dragon, because like SRC started that fight when the dragon had quite a bit of health.
They
on
left it at 3K, so SRC could not steal it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no position, because like SRC has to fight Rush, but so that means that they can't get the Elder low enough.
Low key, Vindy, I think those colors were actually the Kaisa skin.
I thought the last time it happened, I thought it was like the entire client telling us that Herald is like about to unspawn from someone's inventory.
Yeah, and that might have, like, that I thought maybe that, but it was like a blue neon, not the purple, the dark purple. And I think Kaisa's running the
she has like the all-out skin.
all out, yeah. So I think it might have been that, because that might have just been like a spectator end thing. I think if you actually you have to press tab, you can't.
Kabash just got the wolves. He's still only on 2.5 items. He's pretty much like equally as effective as Jin is at this point.
Yeah. I mean, he's able to shred better. He does.
The Elder is falling off in a couple seconds, but you still have Baron for a long time. So, and with Kale shoving out mid-wave, they'll be able to get 2 inhibs most likely. Thomas just got back to base.
Yeah, this is looking a bit rough. They're going to have to pick one person.
Gabe is going to get cut out now.
And
it's a pretty good jump by
the back lane.
Kabas is doing a lot of damage with the ulti. He's survives for a little bit, but Zeta does take him down. And then Gabe is dead, and now, yeah, this is just their wall just showing up.
Yeah, Zutter just pulled apart the back line of SRC. And it looks like...
And we have the same bug.
It looks like RSH took away game 1.
So, yeah, it was a pretty good early game out of SRC. It wasn't quite the lead. It was probably like 1,000 lead less that they like ideally
should have had.
Wanted. Yeah. And then that overambition because
Malphite did the most damage. Tank items.
Why am I not surprised?
And Silas was actually doing a lot from the side of SRC. This gave us a really good insight into what our SRC's plan was this game. However, I think that their strengths might be to try to outscale RSH. They picked too much early game, in my opinion.
Yeah, probably, because like even if that mid play doesn't happen, where they give up 2 kills and they give up the Baron,
they're still fighting in a weird spot.
Yeah, like, and I really think it was like on me it was like the Kayn and why it wasn't banned. That was a huge thing, and Zutter did a lot this game. So
I forget what they banned instead. They banned the Lulu. They should, because if they're gonna like
that was weird.
Yeah, I think that RSH came into this game knowing they wanted to pick Seraphine, so Kayn should have probably been in the place there.
Okay, but we'll be back in a couple minutes. So stay tuned. We'll be right into game 2.
T-minus 10, 9, 8.
Yo guys, it's Conroe here. Hey guys, this is Maroon here.
Hey, what's up guys? This is San Holo.
Phase 1 complete. Assembling family members.
Hey guys, this is Alex.
Hey everyone, this is Nathan. Hello to everyone listening to Call of the Wild.
Family assembled. We have liftoff.
That's a bad kitty.
Welcome to Call of the Wild. An exploration of sound with the latest electronic music. With nothing to hold us back, these are the songs of the wild. Hey guys, you're listening to Monster Cat Call of the Wild. What's up? We got a bunch of new music to come, so we're just gonna get right into it. We'll be hearing brand new Topi, Stonebank, Mern, and we have a new family member, Jay Cosmic, dropping his first track with us. All right, here we go. Kicking us off is Dirty Phonics and Bass Nectar featuring the Ragged Twins with Watch Out.
Alright guys, and we are back for game 2. SRC got the side selection for losing game 1, and it looks like they want to stay on the red side, which I do like. I like how they, I like to a point like how they did the draft last game with like the flex pick. I actually really like the CLG going top lane. The Pantheon still like bothers me, I guess to say. It's such a risky pick.
Yeah, so them picking red side tells me that they're either going to ban Kale or let it over. And if they let it over, they think that they want to try the Pantheon again or try a different champion into it, which I'm not sure if I like. If they're going to pick red side again, I want them to change their draft strategy. But if they change it, they're banning Kale, and they just wasted a ban. Or not waste per se, but they're taking that away. They have to get to lose one more. I don't exactly remember what they banned game 1. I should have wrote down.
They banned Kha'Zix, Graves, and Ezreal first rotation.
Ezreal.
And I like the Ezreal ban a lot, and I really don't like the jungle bans. Like Zutter did a lot of crazy stuff that game. Even though his transformation was late, he still had a very high impact. And granted, like if it wasn't for that mid play where they like over aggressed into the Malphite and then gave over the Baron afterwards, because at that point they were up a couple thousand gold, and they had like the Infernal Soul spawning in like 2 minutes, where you have a gold lead for that, and you could get the soul, and you'd be pretty far ahead to the point that you could win, even though you still need to put the pressure on because their team was just not as good late as Rush by a mile. Rush had a really strong late game comp.
Yeah, and I mean, from my point of view, the way to answer that is just to match them. Try to outscale them, because if you pick early against them, RSH is very good at delaying the game and making it so that you can't get as much as you want. Even though SRC was able to get the Cloud Soul, it was actually against, or not the Cloud Soul, the Infernal Soul. It was kind of against what they should have been doing in the first place. They played into RSH's win con by taking that, because then RSH forced them into a fight over the Elder. So it's kind of this 1-2 that they forced themselves into with the scaling comp. I'd rather 50-50 all the early Drakes than have the win con of getting Soul, but then get Elder taken away from you.
Yeah. So, but now that we're in Champ Select, we'll see if anything changes. Looks like they're sticking with the Graves ban.
Same bans so far.
The Graves ban like really bothers me because what I've heard from junglers is like Grave is like 20% pop off, 80% like lackluster.
Yeah.
The weak fear
I like the Kayn ban.
So yeah,
But then it's like, are you gonna ban Kha'Zix? Because I think Kha'Zix is a much more valuable ban than Graves.
I think if since it's already committed, it's already locked in for Graves. It looks like they're committing themselves to more of a late game scaling composition. Obviously, RSH is going for taking away the Zac and Sion again to take away those scaling options.
They're gonna leave up. Oh,
Ezreal first pick.
This
come out.
I don't think it's gonna be first pick because like SRC doesn't play it, but 100% like B2 or B3 they should grab Ezreal.
Well, there's one thing you can argue is that they can just pick any. They don't think anything's worth picking first pick. So pick Ezreal, and you get a free counter pick.
You could have done like Victor.
You could have, yes. It depends what they want to do. But if they don't pick Victor, they
And
could. Oh, the
Kai'Sa.
Kai'Sa. Well, again,
This is a completely different strategy from
yeah.
Rush.
Steal their
Kai'Sa
champions.
is the carry when you play it. And granted, they have like so many carries, but I mean, the next champion in Kabos's like pool is normally either Jinx or Caitlyn.
Yeah. Rel is not allowed. St. Arnold. So yeah, I'm not sure what exactly they'd pick here. Maybe they hold on to ADC and think a bit more. Yeah.
I was gonna say I think they just want jungle of choice, but
so now it's making me think they're gonna go for something like.
I think you should ban two. I think you just pick jungle here from Rush to get something that you want. Going Seraphine and Malphite.
So they're just taking the Kai'Sa and putting it bot lane and taking their strong champion. I think the Seraphine pickup was really good.
Seraphine is also a flex still, and that can definitely go mid lane.
And Malphite
with
as
Kino
well.
Top, so that's what I like to see out of Rush. They flex everything everywhere.
Yeah. So this is really good so far. The one thing I'm not as much of a fan of is the Alistar pick. I know that it's Gabe's comfort pick. However, they just again pick the Seraphine, pick the Malphite, and they get those champions for free. I would have liked to see if they play it, the Seraphine get picked up.
Yeah. So at this point, I think
Jax.
they're gonna ban that.
That's interesting.
Like I feel like if I was SRC, I'd just ban two jungles, maybe like Kha'Zix and like a Mumu.
I think the Jax.
And then banning 80 carries from Kabos. Like I'd probably just ban Caitlyn because like Jinx is a sitting duck for Malphite.
Yeah. I mean, the Gale Force. She could build Gale Force.
Yeah, true.
I'm actually curious. I think this Jax ban is targeted because they're looking to flex the Volibear top.
Maybe. I know like obviously like Zac Spops did like pretty decent on the Volibear for being effective like when he could in the early game. And I know Volibear does like good into Kha'Zix, but like Zutter's not gonna care. He's still gonna like get a CS lead on you. And
I was curious if the Heimerdinger.
does Kabos actually play
He
that?
does play Heimerdinger. My main concern with I was gonna mention it. My main concern with it being picked by SRC was that you do not have as much DPS as you would with the Vayne, the Caitlyn, the Jinx. I want to see a scaling pick. I hope they do not save ADC for counter.
I think Caitlyn is good because it does well early, and the mid game is like not great.
It's a little bit of a dip, yeah.
Yeah, but then at the late game, once you hit like the 3.5 items,
yeah, it pops back up.
Yep.
This is not the comp. If this Ornn is locked in, Caitlyn might struggle.
True.
So,
but this is a situation in which you're throwing all of the eggs in Rhino's basket.
And we see an Alawi picked up.
This is definitely Shopkeeper's Alawi.
Is it?
And Malphite top, I think.
Can Alawi be played mid? With good I
understand. Like, is it like how good is it as a mid laner? I understand what you're saying, but
they could lane swap.
Yeah, they could.
We've seen that become more popular.
I haven't seen Kino ever play mid, but
and the Ivern. Okay, so this is all the eggs in the Kai'Sa basket. It seems like Kai'Sa mid.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Like I've seen Zetter play.
This might be Kino's Kai'Sa. There's a low chance this is actually Kino ADC.
Okay.
And Decoy is going to the top lane with Alawi.
No. If anything, oh god, we're talking crazy. If anything, it's Kai'Sa AD played by Kino, Shopkeeper playing Alawi top, and and Rhino playing Malphite mid.
Honestly, I cannot tell you what it is until they lock in their champions, because I not that I don't trust Rhino to carry. I just know that Kino dips a little bit into ADC from occasion, and if you're gonna put all the eggs in one basket, Kino is the player to do so.
Yeah, definitely not Rhino. Like Rhino last game was in a bot lane that like theoretically is like a winning bot lane with the Jhin.
Yes.
Versus the Kai'Sa.
Yes.
And he's down kills.
Down CS.
Granted, yeah. And like that was a big thing. He's down CS. Like if you get ganked and you die, like that's getting ganked and dying.
Okay.
But he's on so much CS, and
it is Rhino.
It is Rhino.
It is Rhino. My conspiracy theories can come back a little bit. Maybe we'll see a more spicy lane swap from
I was gonna
RSH.
say I've never seen the Kino. I've never seen the Kino AD carry.
He's played it in some in-houses, and people say that his positioning is just godlike. It ruins teams for an ADC's positioning. Like not his team, but their team.
We also failed to mention that CLG is gonna play the Camille.
Camille, yep. Padawan
And I
Tano
think Timeless is actually gonna stay top lane.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen Camille mid because of Padawan, and I've played against it, so I would think.
Do they send the Camille wherever the Alawi is? Yes, they have to.
Yeah.
If Alawi decides to go
top,
top,
you can't put like. The best scenario for Rush is like Camille shows her face first, and then you throw the Malphite there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, this definitely could still be Malphite mid. It literally just comes down to wards. So I would not be surprised at all if one of these teams 5-man invades the other for vision and information on where the lanes are to get favorable lane matchups.
Yeah.
And maybe both teams do it. We saw last game SRC invaded top side, and that could be wise.
So with Alawi in the mid lane, if you're going to use her as a split pusher, she's going to have to transition to the side lane eventually, right? So that low-key makes me think that Kino's going mid, and that just Lost to Shopkeeper plays a better Alawi. But if your 4 is Malphite, Ivern, Kai'Sa, Seraphine, yes, you have a lot of shields and heals for the Kai'Sa and the Malphite, but is it enough to get past the diving Camille, the diving Alistar, the diving Silas, or the diving Volibear?
The diving Volibear. He's unstoppable.
Well, I mean, let's say,
but
and even Silas could theoretically outplay the Laui in the side lane, depending on their skills. But just there's so much CC from
Silas with Alawi ulti is like useless, right?
Yes,
because you don't.
There's
have,
nothing.
He doesn't have
nothing.
tentacles. You don't like take over hers. Okay.
All you get is, I believe it does block CC, so he can get a kind of a free QSS and some damage to come down.
Which it's still okay because with the Malphite Seraphine.
Oh, for sure, it's not the worst, especially if Malphite ults you can quick steal that and alt to get out of his or to negate his and do some damage back, and that does get transferred to an AP ratio. I'm curious.
I'm so nervous for Rush and Rhino. Like Rhino, unless he was on Ezreal, which he's not, has never really had a pop-off game. I feel like all of his pop-off games are on Ezreal, and now you're picking something that is weak in lane, and he's already struggled in lane versus Kamal's in game. So it's just, it makes me really nervous. Like.
I'm nervous for their comp without it being Rhino on Kai'Sa, and if he gets behind in lane, I mean, like last game, sorry. The Seraphine does have the immediate pressure in lane against the Alistar with the poke from her empowered abilities, from her regular abilities, and from her long range auto attacks. But we didn't see them use it last game enough to warrant picking it again with a weaker ADC. We did get the Hail of Blades on Kai'Sa.
Yeah, everything's pretty standard. Peanut went barrier.
And Zutter, one thing we didn't mention that we should is Zutter on Ivern. I didn't think it'd come out today. It is a very heavily supportive style jungler.
Yeah, like even the Amumu, like we didn't expect, but Amumu is so good, and like maybe Zutter
He was banned.
But in the past we saw him on Amumu, and it was like. And that was, at the time, not a Zutter champion.
Yeah. He still performed on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's the raw skill is there. You know, he doesn't need to have synergy with his team if he's just.
Yeah, so it looks like they're getting some deep wards like we were talking about.
And this is when the Ivern backs gets the sweeper and sweeps out that vision if he wants to. It looks like he is heading to the bot side with the sweeper. He is. So he'll be able to clear that out. One thing I want to let chat know is that we watched a game before this with an Ivern. It had 60 ability haste, which was only at 3 items plus the boots, which weren't Ionian. And the Ivern's cooldown on his shield was 3.9 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
So the amount of shielding that he'll be able to output in the mid stage of the game, not the late stage, just the mid stage, is going to be immense for the Malphite, for the Alawi, for the Kai'Sa, along with the shielding and healing from Seraphine, which synergizes with Seraphine. The Ivern shield synergizes with Seraphine because it heals as well on all shields.
Question is, like, where does Zetter like prioritize? Like, do you
farms.
gank? But like, I mean, he'll gank at 6, and it's like, do you look top to get Malphite ahead so that Malphite can just ruin Kabos, or do you actually try to put resources directly into the bottom lane?
Yeah, I think that it depends how Kai'Sa's doing. I really think it does. If for some reason Kai'Sa is even in CS, maybe even up a kill or an assist, then you might transition to bot lane. Otherwise, you want to focus on getting that Alawi not behind, because the Camille will win the 1v1. Because Camille can dodge Alawi ult with her own ult and have her stuck there.
Yeah, and we didn't even mention that, like, the matchups are in the way of SRC. That Rush did not try to do any fancy lane swaps. Oh, he actually gets that soul.
That's a
kind of snuck it between the minions.
You know mid lane's a dead roll when there's a bunch of bruisers in the lane.
True.
That's the argument for dead rolls.
I'm just kind of surprised that of CLG's like champion pool, like not only is he like it's best mid in the circuit, but his champion pool is like
deep,
huge.
Yeah. Ocean. Camille is a very good bruiser to put time on as a mid laner. She counters a lot of mages.
Yep.
But is also very susceptible to ganks when she engages with her E. So if let's say like this was the EXE game and Zutter's playing Hecarim, I'd say that CLG would probably die in lane 3 times 2 ganks, because once he Hecarim just waits until he engages with E.
Yeah.
And then
the Camille is like a long enough cooldown where it's definitely exploitable.
And just the Malphite gets so much pressure on top lane. Just his poke is immense and very useful. Kai'Sa's only down 4 CS.
Oh, and Zaxpop is gonna come in on this. You're gonna get the flash for sure, but
it's
still
game
gonna
1.
Be
it's game 1 again.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. I want to see it again because it's literally the exact same gank, except Zax's Blobs isn't as far ahead in pathing as or above
as the prior game. Yeah, for sure.
But it's the exact same gank that we fell victim to here for RSH.
He must just not see the Volibear right away, because you have to flash the Camille stun.
He's hovering the side he has wards on, which is good, but the wave's also frozen on him. He doesn't respect that. And and he didn't flash early enough. It was just some mechanical misplay there from Lost to Shopkeeper. Oh, and again, the repeat gank, the same position.
We've seen Thomas is getting ganked as well. He has to burn the flash for free, but Kino's gonna flash as well, and they will be able to pick him up. So
he just kind of stood there. I think he was expecting skill shots to come out.
Yeah. But luckily the slow hit him from Malphite so that the Ivern route was easier to land. And with Malphite having the Dark Seal early, getting that 2 stacks is pretty nice.
Oh, this is a horrible. Oh, this is really bad for the Camille.
Wait,
oh, she trades
no,
back though.
Shopkeeper is so low from minions.
Oh.
Does he die?
No.
Minion, he lives.
Minion damage OP. I was like, this is so.
I was gonna say he was taking so much minion aggro.
Yeah, I was looking good for Alawi there.
But Alawi just used teleport to come back, and the wave is crashing into the tower.
So this is really good for SRC game 2.
Oh,
they are 1k gold ahead at 5 minutes, similar to last game, except the split pusher for for RSH is way behind. 2 kills behind, 15 CS behind,
and a lot of experience.
Because
that was the first kill was just a kill with the assists, but having the second kill be a solo kill with that solo kill experience is really, really nice for CLG.
It looks like they're getting Dragon here. RSH looks like they want to contest a little bit, but
they're
just
going to smite.
Throw out some abilities.
Yep,
yeah,
that is good. Look at
Timeless is going
super
Oh,
hard.
and he gets tower shot. Do minions kill him?
No, minions won't kill him.
Oh, he's 6. Oh,
yikes!
You hate to see it.
Really hate to see it.
I was. Timeless should have known.
CLG is going on him again, and with the ulti.
Oh, he misses the E.
Yeah, this is another dead shopkeeper.
This is really good early game by CLG and Zax Blobs here.
Yeah, and just that early gank from Zax Blobs, the first one, just really paying off that they're able to punish shopkeeper so hard. Yeah, now shopkeeper is 0-3, down 15 CS still. So, and the thing I like about this CLG Camille is that Camille could definitely snowball, and with it being in mid lane, he could easily roam to the bot lane and try to kill Rhino.
Once they get their vision line moved to the enemy jungle, up the red buff for SRC, they'll be able to roam down a lot, and that Kaisa will just be choked out more than she already is. We see Caitlyn backing for the BF sword and a dagger. So she's strong. She's getting there to the strong point, and it looks like Kaisa will be able to back with similar gold, but without the wave advantage.
Yeah, Zara be able to steal that red buff is pretty nice. I don't know if anyone would be able to pick it up. Maybe Kino can pick up that extra red buff, but Zax Blobs is still up CS right now. He's up 1 camp.
See, you asked a question at the beginning of the game. What does Zutter do? So now Zutter's options are a lot more limited. His top lane's winning, so he doesn't need to gank. He can, but Malphite isn't going to die to 2 people. If Malphite gets ganked, he's not going to die. He can just ult away. His mid is hard losing to this Camille, so he can't really commit to there. And his bot lane is soft losing, down just 10 CS at the moment, but still getting pressured into tower. So there's not much he can do.
Not to mention that Kabos has call, so when he cashes that in, it's going to be a huge power spike.
He does opt for the roam top. I think Timeless does know he's there.
Malphite just got ulti back up again with Zutter top.
They're going to dive. They're going to dive top.
Yeah, I was going to say, they definitely just one-shot him.
Yep. So he is choosing
to
get,
Okay,
yeah.
They do one-shot him.
He is choosing to go onto Kino and get him, which is by far not a bad idea because then you don't need allowing the side lane. You have Malphite in the side lane.
Kino has Oblivion Orb and 6 stacks of Dark Seal. I wonder if he just goes full AP.
No, I don't think full AP would be beneficial.
I don't think that's good because that's already a null magic mantle.
I don't know the math behind it, but I know in season 10 that the math behind AP Malphite it's not good.
Yeah, it's just super not worth. Zax Blobs is looking for a dive down here, I guess.
Boss does have no mana, so we can't expect much besides auto attacks from him. Do we have Herald? No, we don't.
Oh, with the flash.
He flashed on Seraphine. Seraphine gets bursted down, and the kill goes up. He's ulting the tower. There's a TP. Holy.
Yeah, Kino,
you see the Malphite
Kino doesn't have
ult.
Yeah, he doesn't have ulti for this. But that was insane shielding from Peanut. That was like a 1,000 health shield between. It must have been the double.
The double shield.
Yeah, and then the Zutter shield right afterwards.
So that is worth it.
Wait, does Shopkeeper die again?
And he blocked the. But Kino comes. That is not good for SRC. Oh, we see them engaging on bot lane. Kvass and Gabe are taking a lot of damage. Peanut's in the back, and Kaisa gets out. Doesn't look like the fight will go any further.
Yeah, it looks like. Okay, so we're gonna go to one replay.
Yeah,
on the mid lane kill.
This is insane. Okay, so we noted that Kvass doesn't have mana. This would not have changed the fight at all. But we see that they're setting up for the dive, and we see Malphite and Ivern looking to respond to this dive. Gabe goes in, pushes Seraphine back, and they try to burst her down. But then she's able to shield herself, and Zutter flashed in to shield her, and she just can't die at this point. So they have to back off, trading the Volibear flash and ult for the Kino TP and the Zutter flash.
And there was a lot of bot lane sums because Peanut flashed, used exhaust, Rhino healed.
Caitlyn healed. Yep.
Yeah. And
so it's probably
Gabe a flash, but it's not as big of a deal because of the Hex Flash.
It's a pretty even trade, I'd say, but like it puts it's actually RSH favor because then Kino roamed mid and got that kill on CLG.
Wait, does... Oh, Soul Grab is going to miss our Shopkeeper.
This is starting to look not good for CLG in this matchup. Even though he's 4 kills ahead.
And 30 CS. I think it's still okay because, like, I think the first trade goes like that, and you can, like, kind of heal up with their kid.
Oh, you don't want to be doing this. You don't want to be doing this, Timeless.
I mean, there's a decent amount of wave. I think it's okay for Timeless. He just randomly
Kino can flash away or ult away.
Oh, and the stun is actually going to land.
Oh,
Kino
Kino got greedy there. He could have ulted a lot sooner.
Yeah, that was such a random flash from Timeless.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to dodge the ult. I probably was trying to dodge the ult.
Yeah, predicting it earlier, but good smite out of there, and it's gonna be Ocean Soul. These are perfect dragons
For the dude, if RSH gets this, that they're never gonna die.
Riot really wants SRC to win this series by giving them all the dragons they need.
Yeah.
It's like, you want Infernal Soul game 1?
Here
like,
it is. You can have it. You might not win the game,
enough.
but
looks like Zexbox is positioning for nobody. It looks like he's just getting some vision.
yeah. I mean, SRC does win in the long fights?
Yeah. But yeah,
well, do they actually?
I
'Cause
really
the
think
shielding.
it depends on if you can like one-shot someone.
Gabe's gonna look here. Flash is still down.
I really just think CLG needs to look to roam. Like obviously he's like doing well in his lane.
Well, he can't push the wave to roam. He loses CS if he does that. He loses tower pressure. He doesn't have the wave clear
Yeah.
over.
I mean, Kabos is already up 4 tower plates, which is really nice.
And
The
Kabas
root's
gonna
gonna
engage on it.
land,
They're gonna
but-
kill. Gabe goes in for defense. Gabe is still
They're
in their
going-
tower. They're
I was
not
gonna say
on
Gabe
the
is
same
going
page.
very hard.
Yeah, they're not on the same page. Holy.
Okay, looks like it's good. They're looking to kill Kino. He has ulti? Or
No.
does he? He doesn't.
He doesn't. He's trying to
it's
get
on
out.
for a
His
little
team
bit.
is rushing towards him. So is Camille. Camille's here. Ivor in second. Will Ivor get the shield off? No.
Oh, and they actually used the Hexacle to
They're-
win him for that. I mean, I don't think that like Shopkeeper and Sutter can't do anything, but and they're already gonna get first plate or
So
first tower.
this game is on Kabas. Can we see gold for
Kabas is gonna
Caitlyn
base.
here? He is 12K or 1200 above the Kaisa. He is
with like very little jungle presence. It was
Yeah.
like, he was there one time.
and then Camille is 2K above Alawi and is still kind of like struggling in that matchup. Everyone else is dead even except for Gabe, who's again 700 above.
Yep.
So your leads are in your bot and mid. We need to transition Caitlyn to the mid lane. Try to get one more plate on her. Transition that into a Herald. And one thing that I'm actually surprised to see is Silas has gotten 4 plates.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that as well. I was surprised he got all those plates. I was like, when did that happen? I guess when the TP play happened bottom.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll see if Caitlyn can cash in on a plate here before it expires.
yeah, I saw Caitlyn base with 1 stack on the call, and I was like, dang, that feels bad.
That's okay. It'll be useful later. Well, she's probably only got 200 in the bank right now because she just bought.
Yeah. Can you? They're not gonna go for this.
Nope. They're gonna go
plate.
set up for Dragon, which is up
But
in
Dragon's in 2 minutes, so
yeah.
it's like, I don't know. You got like a little bit of vision, but
I'd rather them focus their energy on the Herald because that's some immediate gold you can get. Crack that top or that mid tower so you can move your vision line into the shallow part of the jungle for RSH's blue side.
stealing these birds is actually pretty nice from
Yep.
Kabas.
Making good use of his time. I'm surprised to see how close this top lane is. It seems like Timeless. Did he just W a minion? Oh, that is not. Oh, he just. Oh, no.
Yikes.
He just W'd a minion.
I was gonna say I did not recognize that, so you probably don't get like any healing if you.
No, you do not. It does not.
I don't play Silas, so
It only heals on champions, and especially since his healing was already reduced, it probably wouldn't have changed the fact that he's still dies if that was just not knowing your champion as good as you could. So we're gonna trade off the red buff to Ivor and Kaisa here. Oh, Seraphine actually. Did Seraphine get it on accident? Because she was closer. No.
No.
I wonder if Kaisa has it then. But either way, just some bonus healing, bonus damage on minions. I feel the same way about this game as I did last game. I feel a bit more comfortable because there's no Kale in the enemy team, and I feel more comfortable knowing that their main split push threat is really behind.
Yeah.
But
and your carry is behind. Like Rhino didn't get like hardly any plates, if any, and he was down. Like he is down 40 CS while Kabos got 5 plates and the tower, like, half shared with Gabe, like, worth of gold.
Yeah. I mean, there's still, like I said, last time we checked, 1,200 over on Caitlyn and that 2,000 on Camille. Camille needs to do something with this.
Yeah, she hasn't really done anything.
She needs to do what Timeless was trying to do last game with pressuring the bot lane. She could potentially 1v2 if done correctly. She does a lot of damage.
I mean, at this point now, the nice thing about this is Silas is super weak, Malphite's super strong, but Silas can easily steal the Malphite ulti and to keep him from teleporting to the dragon fight in which the dragon is spawning in 10 seconds.
Yeah, Silas is...
If he does that, he'll 100% die if he Malphite ults Kino. But then it should be a free dragon on the other side of the map for SRC.
They're going to give it over, it looks like, unless Zutter's going to steal this. Yeah, he's not interested. And it's not even that bad because all that RSH got from it was a little bit of CS bot lane. So even though they sent all 4 people to get the dragon, they didn't get anything from it because Kino's still in the top lane. Or Timeless is still in the top lane.
Yeah, I would really like them to see them get this Herald and throw it mid and try to crack this mid tower because
I think they're afraid of the Malphite collapse. That's why they haven't gone for it yet. They're just conceding that part of the map, and it's on RSH to take that objective. They have 3 minutes left of it.
Yeah, especially if Rush doesn't get that Herald, then SRC is like definitely like happy with that. But I would think that if you could find like any point in time, in which they have numbers on the top side, or like even if like Zach just like tries to like sneak it by like taking like a blast plan over the wall or something.
Yeah. It's just you shouldn't commit your whole team to get it. No, for sure, it's not worth it at this point in the game. But someone should try to take it. It's free gold that's sitting on the map, and that's on RSH more than it is on SRC. But SRC does want to crack that mid open, and that's a way to accelerate the game. Maybe they don't think it's worth their time. But one thing I am interested is, obviously Malphite has some more CS or more gold than
They're actually
Silas.
taking a lot of damage on this tower now.
Yeah,
that one push.
They don't need the Herald.
yeah, I guess they don't.
But would you rather have a Silas? Because Silas and Malphite are both useful, no matter how ahead or behind they are, or how behind they are, I should say. So I mean, yes, I'll take a Silas, but I'd rather have a Malphite that's behind than a
100%.
a Silas that's behind.
Like,
especially
you'd rather have any tank that is behind, and that's why it's so like easy to see tanks. I got distracted because I just saw Kino buy a blasting wand.
Is that a Morello? Does that build in Morello? I think it does with a Fiendish Codex. I'm not incorrect. But he could be going Morello second.
Which I don't know if it's still as bad as it was in season 10.
No, it's it's a lot better. Mostly because you can get that Oblivion Orb very early.
Yeah, so as we see now, Caitlyn has the Stormraiser and has components to, I would think, Kraken Slayer. I would think that's the method that she goes. Between that or Gale Force, but
does that? I wonder if that, how we were talking earlier, how she has a very good early game and it dips in the mid game and good late game. If that kind of smooths out the mid game transition for her. Oh,
that's
Alawi engages onto.
That's a lot of damage on Kabos, but it's like.
Can he heal it up? He doesn't have much for lifesteal unless it's in his runes.
But like with Ocean Soul, there's a lot of the health fruits on the map. So like, if he wants, he can easily heal up. But it looks like he's just gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna play it safe.
He's probably sitting on a lot anyways.
So even though the Silas is falling behind, they still have that tower very low. I'm waiting for them to crack it. Again, the Herald isn't going to be up for, only up for another 20 seconds. But I want to see them crack it so they can move up their vision line. Because they're about to crack mid too. Once they crack those two...
They're like really hard for Shopkeeper. Trading the flash for Gabe Flash is definitely worth.
Yes, very much.
And I guess CLG was in the area as well. So they definitely had the power to be able to kill him.
Okay, so they're taking Seraphine ult. There's Dragon in a minute 30, so they're going to set up for that. I think they're going to...
How long does the Silas ulti last for when he steals it? Like, will he have the Seraphine ulti by the time...
He should. I think it's... I'll look it up. But I think it's...
Maybe if someone in chat can tell us
that too.
The only
Yeah.
person that I know plays like a good amount of Silas is Unlimited Ninja. Or like Mega Man.
Yeah, I think it's the.
And he's level 11. I don't know if that or
That
he has
matters.
Rank
Yeah.
2 ulti. I don't know if that changes anything. It tastes.
That's like a minute. So
Lasts like a
they
minute.
have to fight before the dragon. Then they did take the top tower. They did take the mid tower. So now they can move up their pressure. I want to see them collapse on Ivern in his jungle. Ivern is super weak when alone, and he can't delay fights
True.
that much if he's getting collapsed.
And
on.
Ivern's tied CS with Zach's blob, so like, I think no matter what happens this game, even if Rush somehow wins this game, I don't think Ivern is the play.
Well, I don't think Ivern's the problem, right? I think the problem was that CLG got ahead early, and then Kino isn't on a carry champion. Malphite's not going to carry the game, especially with Zach, Silas, and Alistar protecting the Caitlyn with the longest range, one of the longest ranges in the game.
It's just like this is, in terms of like CS numbers, this is like one of the worst performances from Zeta we've seen.
Yes.
Because normally he's up
Yeah.
like 5-6 camps at this point.
It might be a comfort thing. I'm truly curious. They can't give this up. Well, they can. It's very rough.
He actually still has a Seraphine ulti, so they're going to put a lot of damage on the Shopkeeper.
They're all-
And with the Alistar combo, the Malphite is coming in, and they're going to destroy him. And Kabas super low. It looks like he's flashing away from Kino, while on the other side of the map, they're just cleaning house. And that's just like another situation. And
That
it's
was
like,
disaster.
why did you...
They didn't need to. They could
fight for
have.
that? You could have just let them like run into you a lot closer and start the Dragon Soul. Because now you don't have Ocean Soul.
The play there probably would be to just keep Silas
And they're just going to
top
go for
lane.
Baron again.
Yeah.
This is the exact same play that happened last game. You coin flip a play you don't need a coin flip.
Yeah.
And you hard lose it and lose Baron.
To give a little bit of relax to Timeless, he probably was just about to lose that ult, so he felt pressured to use it. However,
the rest of his team should know that, like, yeah, we're not hard engaging on this. Like, Gabe went in, but, like, CLG never used Hex Tech on Tomato.
yeah.
And you can't, especially with the items that Shopkeeper had, you can't truly one-shot him. And his, like, Alawi does so well if you run into her so that your ulti will actually do a lot of damage.
I just don't think I don't think SRC realizes how far ahead they were. They have the power to keep Silas top lane, to keep pressuring mid lane, to keep pressuring bot lane, and then do Dragon when they can't contest it.
Yeah, like they're so far ahead, but you don't need a coin flip that play because if you get the Ocean Dragon, then the game is so much easier.
Yeah, so Silas has the wave clear advantage on Malphite, even though he's behind. So he pushes the wave top lane and starts roaming down, and they threaten the dragon. If Malphite then TPs, you do that again, but Malphite can't TP to the fight again. You just get off of dragon. If they want it, they can have it, because you're getting stuff on the other side of the map. But it's just not worth it to throw your entire ultimates on the Lowy there, especially when she's so far behind. She actually did do a lot in that fight, though.
Yeah. Rhino is still down quite a bit. Rhino's down 50 farm and only got a kill. Didn't even get any assists from that last fight. Looks like Gabe took a lot of damage from that soul.
This CLG is really good at weaving the auto attacks on this champion. And Alawi's doing a lot of damage for being
2-4,
behind.
yeah. Reminds me of CLG's like 9 death victor.
I can't help but think why are we putting CLG on 80 champions. It's also
I think it was totally fine. His early game was very good, but
but he didn't transfer it.
Exactly. He didn't go top with that or bot with that at all, because you easily could have put Rhino in a worse scenario, or you could have put Kino in a worse scenario in that 2v1.
Yeah.
Because Malphite can't do anything while in half the tomato.
Yeah, and like it's not necessarily his proficiency on the champion. It's his mentality going into the game.
Decision making.
Yeah.
Like this is what could have been happening the entire game.
Exactly. And they can re-engage. There you go.
Yeah.
But they get mid lane for it, unfortunately.
This is fine. They get the tower, but they're not gonna get the inhib. So it's not the worst. Looks like the Baron buff is gonna expire in like 20 seconds, and another Ocean Dragon's up in a minute 45. Yeah, Thomas is not gonna have teleport for that. CLG will, so CLG can go side lane if he wants, even though he's bot lane right now.
it's see, and now I'm feeling it from SRC's point of view. They now feel like they're behind. They don't have the sustain, even with they don't. They're matching Ocean Souls, so they don't have the sustain like Ivern and Seraphine. So they're just taking poke. They're taking bad trades. They're taking this, that, and the other thing, and losing objectives for it because they can't fight back. Their goal isn't to fight back. Their goal is to out macro because they have stronger individual parts, but as a team, they're not as strong with the composition that was made.
Yep.
They have to realize that and then transfer that into leads. That's why you pick Alawi. That's why you pick Malphite. They're good, or not for RSH. Alawi is a good split pusher, but so is Camille, so is Silas. They both can match a side lane pressure, and Camille could even 1v2 in the correct scenario. So I'd put faith in that over putting faith in the 5v5. If they want the dragon, let them have it, but get something on it. Get an inhib. Get tier 2 tower. Sorry.
Yeah, like the inhib tower.
Yeah, get something for it. Give it over, but don't concede it for nothing.
Yeah, Camille now is pushing the top side of the map really hard, but Malphite's already here and Champion's already here. So
Oh, and Gabe's getting caught by the Alawi.
Gabe has to ulti out, which is a really big cooldown.
Yeah, he's just being a punching bag this game for Alawi ease. Was that the ult?
From Alistair it was.
Yeah, okay, wow.
They
can't contest it.
I'd almost rather see him flash, to be honest, since he has the Hex Flash still.
This is what I want to see. Don't contest it, just bait around it, and Camille is pushing. Camille is going to get this tower in the bot lane.
You already get the tier 2, but you can't get it anymore.
No, unless he kills the Malphite, which you can't.
Because that was just like CLG not going to the top lane quick enough, since he was on the bot side before.
Yeah.
Looks like
This is a good position to try to collapse on them, but their whole team isn't in the right position for it.
Yeah. Baron's gonna be up in a minute, and CLG's just got the Scuttle Crab, which will last 2 minutes, so that'll be nice denial vision.
You can see how much pressure that SRC feels with their vision line. They have no aggressive wards.
Yeah.
And they need that. If Camille wants to commit to this playstyle, they need to get control wards, or wards in general, in SRC's topside jungle. Or RSH's topside jungle, my bad.
Yeah, Kino actually went Demonic Embrace and has Abyssal Mask. I really, really like his build. Like, I mean, Sunfire is just broken.
Yeah. I mean, you add the extra burn to that, though. The double burn, but for a tank.
Yeah.
It gives health, too, so it's very efficient against champions without much MR. Like the
yeah, and Russia's vision, denial, and vision that they're gaining is really, really good. So, yeah, it's like all the stuff that happened in the early game with Kabas being so far ahead, like, doesn't even matter anymore. And now at this point in the game,
him and TLG didn't push their leads enough.
We're pretty much because now like the Kaisa pick was practically just like a takeaway pick from Kabas, which is still very good because you don't want to give Kabas Kaisa, but.
I like this now. I like that they have this realization that this is what we need to be doing to play the game. They're getting the wards. Camille picked up the blue trinket. They engaged again on the All-Star. Oh, is he gonna die? Is Daisy? Oh, the flash from Alawi
misses. Kabas is way out of position now, but with the shields and speed boost, they can catch him out for sure.
Oh no.
Gabe's gonna get tanked by that. Has a pretty big combo, but he's gonna duck.
Oh, does he kill?
Kaisa used both subs in that.
Yeah, the Zutter shield, the Ivern shield saved him.
Also, I wonder if Malphite already ulted, but CLG still has ulti.
CLG, instead of sitting down here, needs to be transitioning up into that fight. He cannot kill Malphite.
Yeah, and with Malphite not having ulti, he can try to back away and like TP up there. Unless he's trying to kill Malphite right here.
This isn't looking good. Oh, okay,
and they're actually going to set timeless for this.
Are they going to end the game here?
They might be able to try to stop the bases. No, I don't think they can.
They're going to get inhib. They have to. Oh, no, they can't. The wave wasn't in a good position. They haven't powered back, so we have 1 back, 2 back. All 4 are backed.
There's 4 back.
Get the tower.
They're just messing with Alawi.
So I mean, that's what they can get for now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not the best.
You also did get. You killed Malphite, so Malphite doesn't have has the Baron buff, so he can't
split push. Yep.
Yeah, as effectively. So
and we saw that Camille solo killed him. So if he doesn't have the Baron buff and we know where all the 4 members of the other team are, Camille can still pressure that inhib. I would send Silas mid actually, push
but
out top.
Shopkeeper will have to match CLG now because since he has the Baron buff, he'll be the person in the side lane.
He can't. Does he just die to CLG?
I don't think he does at this point. I think he can heal enough off it.
Yeah.
With the items he has, like he has Gore Drinker.
If Camille does not have the healing reduction that she would need to do that.
Yeah, and she doesn't right now. So
this is pivotal for both teams. Obviously, RSH is probably going to transition this into an inhib, but can they also transition it into a whole top lane take or a bot lane take?
I mean, Dragon's up in a minute, so you really can't send anyone except for Shopkeeper top lane.
You can send, you could send Malphite, but it's not as efficient.
Facing right now.
Oh, what?
Flash. Do they see that? Do they know?
How they didn't have any awards on him. Oh wait, did they? What did they award him with?
No, like I don't know.
It was a good guess. It was a really good guess, but execution unfortunately wasn't there.
Yeah, because like he saw there was a person there out of position with the sweeper.
Okay,
revealing him.
We see Lowy top, so we can assume that we know where everyone else on the map is. We need to do something right now before
CLG is not shown either, so he has actually a pretty nice position.
They're trying to bait him into Timeless. If they get this, it's a huge game changer for them.
But like, who do you one shot? It's like you need to like, I think you need to like Hextech ultimatum.
Someone needs to tank the Malphite ult. They need to bait that out.
You need to use Hextech ultimatum on the Malphite, I think.
Yeah.
And CLG has stopwatch, so you can trap Malphite in there so he can't ulti anyone. And then...
But can you kill the rest of the team fast enough so it doesn't matter? Like,
yeah.
if the rest of the team gets zoned by Alawi...
CLG's going in for a little bit. They're trying to kill Daisy. The Dragon's at
We have
5,
Timeless
000.
behind. Timeless is going to try to pick off Kaisa. Right now.
But whose ulti can he steal? He has to try to steal Kino's ulti.
No, it'd be Kino or Peanut is good. So
yeah, Peanut's also pretty good. Yeah, everyone's just dancing super hard. Daisy's pretty low. They're going to go in. They're going to destroy Kabas. CLG is doing like a little bit on the side, but with Kabas dead, it's like, what can you even do? Gabe is super low. He steals the ulti, and Timeless is just messing around with Kino right now.
Can we go in for the steal? No, they're... Oh, can he go for the steal? Oh, he should have gone for it.
But like Zach's blobs just completely sacked it. So yeah, now there's 3 Ocean Dragons on the side of Tempo Rush.
Kabas was sitting on the 2 screen, not 2 screens away from Malphite.
They just didn't know how to engage this because there's no wards in that bush. You actually can't steal Kino's ulti, and then they were just able to destroy Kabas.
Unfortunately, that one's on Kabas's positioning. Just needed to be. They saw where the Malphite was. You can't be on the same screen as him.
Yeah.
And he had flash too, so wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, he just wasn't mentally ready for that.
I would have liked to see Timeless try to steal it there, though. It got low enough for Malphite ult with full AP Silas to affect it. So I would like to see that there, but looks like Kino's trying to best Timeless in a 1v1. He's still going for it. Might commit with an ult. Oh, his team's going to collapse on him. RSH is going to back off.
I don't think they will. I think they're... Are they? I guess so. Like, it just doesn't seem worth it to chase him down.
It's not that it's not worth it. It's that they got the flash. Oh, and he's still in enemy territory. Oh,
he actually dodges all the cut control.
Yeah,
that and the Irons there.
They're just playing around a little bit, looks like.
Yeah, CLG is split pushing the top side again. That seems like the only way that SRC wins this game is if they have CLG in a split push, and then Timeless TPs to it again, while the rest of the 3 people from SRC can mess with the bases of the other 4 people from Tempo Rush.
Yeah.
And split push just wins them the game. Like, there's no way you out team fight them anymore because Malphite will one-shot Kabas anytime he gets hit with that ulti. He just needs to flash away from it.
Yeah. I would like to say that we have 2 minutes till Dragon. You can do the same thing with Baron, but it's a little too late. You get a slow push in the lane opposite of the objective, and then while they do it, have Gabe, Kabas, and Zach's blobs contest the Baron while they do the split push with that huge wave because they're slow pushing, and we get the 2v1 in the bot lane. They try to end the game through that. It's a risky play, but they might have to do it at this point. They're still up in gold, but they're not as strong in the team fight.
Yeah, their team fight is definitely really weak, especially with triple Ocean Dragon.
We need to see good macro out of SRC to pull something away here.
Yeah, even if you tried to like 5v5, Rhino has stopwatch now, so he can soak up engage.
And see, we do see Timeless coming over to this bot lane.
Yeah, we have Shopkeeper already here, prepping the dive. I wonder if they can win the 2v2. Timeless did steal Malphite ulti.
And Kino missed the Malphite ulti.
But they're
destroying.
Ulti is doing so much damage. Can he actually kill anyone?
They need to both be on the same page, focus the same person. They killed
Kino,
CLG. And the Lowy. Lowy's tentacles just saved that.
And now both of them.
Timeless.
Timeless actually gets Shopkeeper, but
they're fighting around the thing. Zutter. Gate got the stun off. Zach's blobs ult over the wall. Yeah, okay, they're gonna go on Zutter and Rhino.
You can definitely go on Rhino right now. Kabasa is really big right now.
They have to kill Rhino before this happens. Seraphine has ult.
Malphite's coming in without the ulti.
Seraphine's got a huge ult on the back line. But the team can't catch up.
Yeah, Kabasa actually
Seraphine just gets blown up.
Kino doesn't have ulti, so
they have minions on their base. They can't afford.
I think they're gonna fight this 3v2. I think they should go back in.
RSH benefits from going in here. They have Malphite ult back up. They might go on a Kabas here. Rhino does not seem to be on the same page. Rhino does not have ult. But Kino wants to pressure them.
Kabas has flash. And since they have vision of Kino.
So that was really well played by both teams.
Yeah.
On the side, I wish we could get a replay of the whole thing, but we can't. I don't think we can. The play by the bot lane duo was really good. I don't think they dodged. They should have saved their stopwatch, saved the Hextech ultimatum for the Alawi ult, which I don't think they were able to do, allowing Alawi to lifesteal not only all of her health, but kill them both. And then it was really good on SRC's bot lane and jungle to engage on the
2v3 up.
The 2v3, 3v3, which they weren't able to have their tanks there to soak up a lot of that pressure. Alas, the Ivern and Seraphine shields are not enough.
Zach's is taking a huge
right before Dragon, too. This is not good. They have to...
Timeless gets another Malphite ulti.
I think this is just unwinnable at this point because...
CLG is going really aggressive right now, and they're actually going on the Shopkeeper.
The Seraphine
Encore is going to miss.
They're going in CLG. Where's Kabas? Kabas isn't able to hit anything yet. Kabas gets ulted. Kabas gets
one shot, yeah.
And SRC is just torn apart by RSH.
Yeah, you already got 3 members. Zach's Blob
and they're TPing to end the game. Only Camille and Volibear stand in the way. But Volibear might get canceled here.
No, it doesn't matter.
For it.
You could have shot like a Void Seeker, but...
and the Inhibs are spawning.
Yeah, but death timers are too long for...
Yep.
Like, I want to see what happened with Kabas because he doesn't flash again. He got snared by something right before the Malphite.
Yeah.
And
we can assume that RSH won game
because of that freezing bug.
Spectator bugs. What was the damage like? I could imagine.
It has to be Malphite. It's all Malphite.
Someone just ban Malphite. Honestly, just take it away. Don't. It's obviously not what we should be or what we should let through if it's topping damage. If it's creating such a problem for SRC, take away what bans did they do? Take away the Graves, as you said.
I really just think this is the only game I've ever seen out of Temple Rush ever in which Zutter seemed to hardly have an impact. He didn't really do anything this game.
Yeah.
And that's not even the state of Ivern. Ivern is solid. And maybe there's a lot of things with Ivern that you don't see that he does well, but throwing all those jungle bans just does not seem worth it. You could be banning other stuff because
no matter what, Zutter's going to be useful to his team. He showed that on Ivern. He can play the most supportive style jungler ever and still help his team. It's Kino and Zutter. You can't just ban out the jungles and expect Kino to fall suit. You have to kind of pick and choose from each role what you want to get rid of.
Yeah, I'm really glad that Kino bought that damage item, Demonic Beast. Temple Rush gets game 2. They're up 2-0 in the series, so we're going to take another short break and stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple minutes for game 3.
Alrighty. I'm here, boys.
Welcome. Nice to.
Oh,
nice
thanks
to
for
have you
having me on your show there,
Yeah,
Cryptic
no
Coaching.
problem.
Yes,
No
very
problem.
much so. Yes.
Yes.
He has very large hands. I can't let go. All right. Holy cow. Game 1, Game 2. SRC in the lead on objectives. Very IPT-like.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Except they didn't lose as hard as IPT in the latter half of the game. They're slipping slowly. It seems like it still looks very close until the last seconds of the game.
Yeah. For all of you who do not know, Cryptic used to be my mid laner back on old school. We were called Eve.
Eve. I was
Good times.
a serviceable Akali.
Serviceable
Akali.
So, yeah, it's good to be here casting with you, brother. And we're going into Game 3. So I'm really hoping SRC can just pull off a win here. If we go to Game 4, I'm going to definitely get Zuko back on the cast desk. But I wanted to make sure I at least got one game in here. There's an imposter in chat.
My main thing is, and I mentioned it last game, was we're putting Kabos and CLG are obtaining leads when they're champions. However, they're not transitioning them in the way they should, which leads to the people on RSH who are getting leads being more impactful due to their champion picks and how they're playing out the game. So I don't know if that means we want him on like Victor or Orianna or Syndra, and Kabos go back on the Kai'Sa, which I thought he played well on both champions, Kai'Sa and Caitlyn, but Kai'Sa I was way more impressed with. So I don't know what they should do there. I just don't think Pantheon and Camille are the answers if CLG is going to push his lead like he was, but too late.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why CLG in groups was playing stuff like Corki and other stuff like that, which was safe, can scale, and just like 3-shot things. And now he's playing low range, high risk, high reward melee champions. And let's get some range going on here. So
Mechanical Reaper just posted the link to, I believe, I haven't memorized it, but the link to your Twisted Fate ADC game.
Oh dear.
I was playing Xerath that game.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was fun.
So
fun times.
The Zac ban, that's 3 bans against Zac's blobs there.
These are the same bans for the first 3 same bans for all 3 games. So we're matching game 2 here. Me and Zuko were saying that we wanted them to take out Graves and put in Malphite, especially if they weren't willing to pick it because there we go. They did take out the
Yeah, you got to get rid of this Malphite. It's too easy to
And they're
going to
trade for the Kale. Okay. So now we're back on game 1 where they're pressured to pick early game. They could pick that, or they could go with the Corki and try to match the Kale pressure.
Just something like that for COG. Like, he's doing so well, but the problem is, like, when you're melee, people just dogpile on you, and it's really hard to kind of use your power budget.
This seems practiced, the draft. They pick Kale, we pick Kai'Sa.
Yeah, there's a lot of handshaking going on with
with these champions.
Yeah, for sure.
I am, and the Alistar comes back in. We're looking at game 1 so far without Malphite. And Kayn. I think Kayn was played game 1 as well. So,
yeah.
Again, the Seraphine, which was picked second rotation, but now that RSH have showed their cards, they want to pick it earlier to avoid it being banned.
Yeah, so Zach's Alistair has been performing really
And Aphelios. Is this
that's
classically among some circuiters?
That's really weird.
It is known for RSH when they're ahead to troll draft. Is this them trolling draft?
I wouldn't say it's a troll draft because it's a bad pick. It's not a troll draft. I don't know why they're picking Aphelios here. See what you're gonna pick up this Camille again? Wow. Okay. The Aphelios is strange to me. He hasn't been in any games I've seen since I haven't seen him once since preseason. Yeah, Aphelios seems pretty bad.
I think this might be Rhino saying, I could play really good or really bad, so just let me play a champion I like.
I don't think he likes Aphelios. I actually don't know what's going on with that.
Well,
that's strange.
We're back on game 1 where he had the advantage in lane as in Jhin, and he has kind of the range advantage to start off with the Seraphine, and I just don't think they're going to be able to use it early enough to make a difference. And they're just going to fall behind again when Alistar gets engage power.
Right. Wow, they actually banned the Ivern.
The Ivern. It was annoying. Did you see that?
It was annoying. Yeah, I watched
1,000 shield on Seraphine. It was nuts.
The new ban is interesting too because Zach really likes that pick. Not sure Zach is a Hecarim player that much.
He does play it sometimes, but it's very intelligent nonetheless.
Yeah.
You're just adding or taking away some of that die that they can have. So what do they pick? They don't have Nunu, they don't have Akram, and they don't have Zach. What other champion does SRC pick in the jungle that has that engage potential?
We have 7 jungle bans.
Yeah. Jungle's
that's
bad
pretty
roll.
crazy.
Volibear. We're back to the Volibear jungle. I kind of want to see a top lane. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no. Orange getting picked. It's doomed. No. And TFT lingo, it's an 8th. Oh,
Does that put Kale in the mid lane?
Yeah.
If that goes through, of course.
Oh, no. Not the Zutter, Eggs Toast, and Red Bull creatine copy pasta.
I know I said it last game, and I wasn't trolling, but this could be Kino's Aphelios.
I think this is Shopkeeper's Kale, and I think this is Kino's Ornn.
Okay, are they trolling draft? It's not a bad comp. It's not a bad comp, but it's definitely what they haven't played before.
See, when I hear the words troll, I think tilt.
No, it's
I don't know.
It's them saying Cho'Gath, yes.
Oh,
more
okay.
tank to the formula here.
So they are running an extremely short range comp, and this is so weird.
Into extremely long range comp. They needed to pick Hecarim, I think, first rotation over the Volibear. I don't know where this random Volibear prio was coming from. Hecarim.
Volibear is just incredibly strong.
I understand, but I just think the Hecarim works
Spectator,
so much.
Can you check that message?
So much more cohesive in this composition.
Yeah, 1 second. Just curious as to. That's not normal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See. Yeah, we had a spectator bug. They couldn't trade champions. So we're just going to do a redraft.
Well, same champions?
Yeah. A repick.
I would like to see the Hecarim over Volibear.
Right now.
I think Volibear is strong, yes, but Hecarim adds so they already see the that Kale, that Aphelios, the Seraphine. What really hurts them is that hard dive, that fear in the back line, and then allowing some follow-up from Camille. If Camille can get to the back line, but if she gets CC'd before she can ult or before she can do damage, she's kind of out. But if they're feared already, they have to either take cleanse or avoid the fear.
True.
So Hecarim is a lot more valuable here, in my opinion. And I would have liked to see that picked instead of Volibear. Volibear has the extent to which Volibear has been useful for SRC this series is those early ganks on mid lane, which haven't proved as fruitful. If they get the same kind of momentum going in this game, where Volibear is getting Camille ahead, and Camille's able to learn from last game and transition that lead into something bigger than what it was last game, then I think that they could come away with a win here. It's just, how do you get there?
Right. So
especially with the Ornn mid.
So the Zutter's Rengar here, I'd be curious as to see, most people don't play tank Rengar, especially like here in the West. Like we just prefer like Electrocute or Conqueror. So I'm assuming that's what Zutter's going to go with that sort of setup. I'm not going to lie, like as a spectator, and I know this happens on the pro scene, but I guess it's more okay with the pro scene. I'm kind of frustrated that we're at such a high rotation of champions. Like even I just assumed that, Kale, Malphite, Kayn just wouldn't be that strong, but they have to be picked or banned. Like I don't know. It's kind of frustrating as a spectator. I hope Riot just continues to buff weak champions so we just get so much more variety. Because like seeing Kale every single game, I'm pretty sure at the end of the season, Kale will probably be the most pick ban champion
possibly
in the game, and it's pretty frustrating to
or Malphite even at that point.
Or Malphite too.
Malphite's been
just to see the same champions with that much pick ban, and I get the Malphite. The Malphite is just so ease of execution, but Kale is she's really really strong in competitive play. So
yeah.
Anyways.
RSH seems to be picking vacuum answers to our SRC's composition, and it's working.
Yeah.
Which it makes me wonder if SRC was playing, let's say 10% better, would that be the case? So they have the tank in the Ornn, they have the sustain and the Kale and the Seraphine, they have the long range in the Aphelios and the Kale, and SRC has chosen to have a strong front line with some disengage and a backline dive with the ADC. Well, so they pick Rengar to answer the ADC. And will it work? Will Zutter be able to assassinate the one person that matters, which is the Kai'Sa? Because, like I said,
right.
if Camille dives and gets CC'd, she's not going to be able to do as much as she would if they had that Hecarim or something to engage with.
Right.
So I guess we'll have to see how they play this out. It's not necessarily doomed for either side, but their composition strategy with Ragnarok was much more fitting. They weren't trying to beat Kino. They were trying to limit his influence, which I think is what they opted for this game, except Cho'Gath can't reduce Kale's influence in the game as much as by banning the champion in general.
Right. I think Zutter is going for the Gore Drinker tank build. I haven't seen that build on Rengar. I actually haven't seen much of Rengar this preseason.
I've seen like one or two games, but
So both games we've seen COG get first blood against Shopkeeper with a gank. And I'm wondering if Shopkeeper's going to wise up to that and just let a wave and a half go so he doesn't get, F blood against.
Well, I think what happens is both ganks happen on the 3-wave pushback from CLG. So he slow pushes the first 3 waves, they bounce from his tower, and as it freezes outside of CLG's tower, that's when Zax blobs. The Scuttle just spawned. He either just took one and is going to the other, or he transition ganks into mid lane. I think it's more advantageous for Ornn this game to play it like it's top lane and contest the wave early so he doesn't get frozen on, or at least he can try to freeze it so he doesn't get ganked. And Camille can have that pressure on her, even though Rengar is probably not going to gank pre-6 with much success unless it's bot or top.
One thing that I'm surprised hasn't gone through, especially with like this Camille priority, is why haven't we seen Camille top? I don't know if Timeless plays it. But like Camille Galio. Galio is in an amazing spot right now.
Yes, both champions are very good.
And I'm like surprised, like, why is Galio not being picked up? And if SRC likes this Camille, hell, you could even throw Galio top lane. I don't care.
Yeah.
It still works later. They're playing these AP tops. They're playing Malphite. They're playing Kale. And Galio is a naturally mage thing. Like,
Yeah.
you can still play up top. He can walk down to the Scuddler, and he's still within, like, ult range at level 11. So
you bring up a good point. I think that, I mean, late game Kale obviously outperforms Galio.
Sure.
Galio has immense kill pressure on Kale pre-level 11.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Depends what. If he's going with the full tank, I wouldn't say immense.
And the build
most
that's
people
really
aren't
strong
gonna-
right now is the AP Galio with Hextech Pro with Rocket Belt. I should
Sure.
say. And obviously, you can go into tank. It's
Yeah.
based on the player's proficiency and player's preference. But the one that's strong right now and makes him have that high win rate that we see is the Rocket Belt into full AP.
Yeah. Hell, Gabe could even be playing it in the support lane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just surprised. Like, I feel like, you know, people talk about, like, you know, Malphite Yasuo was such a good combo, or J4 Orianna. But, like, honestly, Camille Galio is on, like, that level of synergy. So,
well, it's Camille Galio was better for against split push comps.
yeah.
Which-
Swain Leona, baby. Real talk. You have no idea.
EGL Vindy, really smart.
Yeah, this guy. Want to be a captain?
You're just so intelligent. It's emanating from the Twitch chat.
So let's see. Any weird sum spells here?
We got the Conqueror on Rengar.
Yeah.
Spellbook on Ornn. Everything else is pretty.
Zetter took Conquer. Kind of, yeah. That's what I expected. And Gabe taking Aftershock. Now, does
Comet
Gabe,
on Timeless.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty. Do you run
So
on Resident Cho'Gath main over here?
when I take it mid, I haven't played it much this season, but I would take Glacial. Glacial has lost a little bit of its
Potency. Yeah.
But it's still. I think it was in a cert game. It might have been one of the ones that wasn't streamed. I was able to get a 3-man root and 5-man slow with that Glacial Augment item. That's really good mid lane. Top lane, especially against Kale, where you actually have that pressure on her and you have that passive that is able to heal you up and sustain you. Grasp wouldn't have been horrible. Comet's good for poke if you think you can kill Kane or Kale and push her out of lane. Maybe that's the play, but his Q his Q is probably what you'd be poking with, and that has such a high mana cost for what he's able to bring, and he's not bringing Corrupting Potion to make up for it.
Haven't Rush played this side of the map the entire time? They get game 1 selection because they were the higher seed, and then loser gets to choose.
Yeah.
So SRC chose red game 2 and 3.
Yeah, they've opted into this.
Yep.
I think we're going to see a very similar game flow to what we did in previous games. It's the Kino Kale. They have to end the game early now. Like they force themselves into that when they let Kale through. So we'll see. We have Rengar starting bot side and Volibear starting top side.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see if Shopkeeper ends up respecting this gank here, because they force it pretty hard to kill him, but they do get the kill both games. So that is definitely a strategy they want to keep on implementing. Fool me once, fool me twice, but you know.
And if that's the strategy, we'll see this trend in the mid lane continue, pushing it in slowly, and we'll see Zax Blobs go Wolves blue, Gromp mid, or Wolves blue mid, depending on where the wave state's at.
The Aphelios is such a weird pick.
I think it's on the lower tier of ADCs right now, but it might just be comfort.
Yeah, that's just
That's why I thought I think I've seen Rhino play it once. That's why I've seen Kino play it twice in houses. So I thought, like I said, I maybe thought they were transitioning that, but could just be comfort.
Yeah, and Gabe's Alistair, you know, I guess RSH is saying there are other picks worse than that, but this guy does make some crazy plays with his champions.
Oh.
It's been really good the last game, so I really hope he can kind of punish Peanut harder for taking Seraphine.
Yeah.
Oof.
So we won't see the.
That's brutal.
We won't see the
Oh
mid
my
gank
gosh.
because it's on Ornn's side of the lane. Level 1, Seraphine Aphelios should just beat Kai'Sa Alistar. Kai'Sa Alistar should never get the lane advantage on them.
Right.
It kind of helps that Kai'Sa Alistar got to lane first. They didn't have to leash. but they should still have that pressure, and that's why Gabe's looking for these trades and looking so good at them is because they have that advantage, and they're actually looking to 4-man bot lane.
Oh wow, okay, this is some IPT level of play, but unfortunately the wave is.
Oh,
okay. There is something wrong with Alistar combo, you guys. You're not gonna tell me that Gabe doesn't hit that.
Wow.
There's something wrong with Alistar combo. I'm gonna literally post a ticket tonight. I'm not even kidding you. I have not seen anyone
SRC
land.
lost finals because no.
I'm seriously. I'm not even joking. I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks.
I guess
People have not seen anyone hit it.
I guess
I have not seen a single person hit Alistar combo.
I guess my eyes might have been a bit slow. I might have blinked. So we'll see what happens here. Okay, nothing.
Nothing happens.
My eyes might have been deceiving me a little bit. But
Oh, here we go. There we
doesn't
go.
have
He's
flash
gonna hit
and
that
he's
one.
dead.
Maybe.
Oh,
nice,
and it went to
nice.
Alistar, but
No!
that's still good.
Oh.
That's still good.
Oh well, I think the aftershock took it.
Shopkeeper's level 5 because CLG left lane. CLG doesn't have his flash or TP, so the bot lane dive actually went overall, I think, in favor of RSH. Maybe almost solely because Alistar got that kill. CLG is now doesn't have as much pressure as he did before.
Right.
And I would even expect Rengar to look for a gank at mid lane when Ornn hits level 6.
Oh, we see Zax is looking mid right now,
Yeah,
but they had a
seed him
ward
out-
and they
oh,
scared
yeah.
him back. So, man, oof.
It is a lot of damage.
Cho'Gath is kind of a bully to some champions for
Yeah.
sure. Gave flash headbutt. He didn't flash pulverize. Right, he flashed headbutt pulverize.
Oh, Shopkeeper missed that. He might lose his trade in general because of that.
yeah.
We'll see what happens. Oh, Brittle proc? Okay, the assassin is killing the bruiser. Oh, and Zutter comes in for the cleanup.
Wow.
That is... SRC still has the gold lead every single game.
Yep. Yeah. Damn. Now, CRG doesn't have TP, so he's going to lose.
Oh, and Kino loses a good chunk of his health bar to the Q. Yeah, see, with how much Timeless is chunking Kino, I would just go Grasp in this matchup because you're not going to build AP. You took the Darksteel for some damage, but you're not going to be building AP this game. So if you know you're going to be auto attacking and trading with autos, especially with the empowered spikes, Grasp might have been good here. Let's see if Comet gets him a kill eventually, though. That might
Okay, Gabe.
flexing. This dragon's going to go over uncontested just like the dragon before, unless Peanut pulls out a miracle. Let's see.
Kaisa already up 20 CS.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially last game, Zach's blobs was within like 10 CS the whole game against Zutter. So,
Yes.
yeah.
This
is easily avoidable. Unfortunately,
Oh.
Zutter is here, and now Zutter's deciding to camp the mid lane.
Oh.
You guys, who wants to keep arguing with me right now? It is bugged.
Let's watch the...
This champion is bugged. I'm telling you, I'm straight watching this.
Maybe.
I
don't
swear,
don't
you
play-
guys need to go and practice tool and do headbutt combos.
You're talking to someone who always misses Alistar combo.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I wanted to watch this. I wish we had like extreme slow-mo. It is almost impossible to miss. I don't know if he has like 8,000 ping or what. We see here COG getting...
Yeah, bodied.
Yeah, which this is looking good. He's like, haha, I got you. I can easily dodge this, but yeah.
Yeah,
Rengar just comes flying in. Really well executed here. So he goes. See, he W's, and then the Q is so late. It's like, this isn't Alistar's like his main. I just don't understand how this
I didn't see the combo kind of do that in previous games. And we got the flash out of loss to Shopkeeper. Yeah, so I didn't see it happen previous games. So maybe it's
He was missing it. He was missing it last game. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's just so strange.
See, but why still pick the champion then?
I don't know.
Pick Rel. Just
Yeah.
I mean, even Braum into this team.
Whatever,
isn't bad.
guys. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I swear I'm seeing it solo queue. I'm seeing it in circuit games. It's not just Gabe's Alistar missing. Whatever. We're moving on. So
Shopkeeper is now flexing on
Yeah.
on CLG and able to trade into him. Yeah, this isn't looking as good of an early game for SRC now that RSH has taken over the gold lead. So it's looking rough for SRC right now, but maybe they can pull something up in one of the team fights around an objective. Rengar is sitting on a kill and an assist, 20 CS up, so he's very powerful. And he is going the tank Rengar build with the Bomby Cinder first component. And we see Lost Shopkeeper engaging on.
Oh, and he had Ignite?
Yes.
But
and it doesn't kill.
Yeah, Volibear
does
is
Zax
just
blobs? Yeah.
And he has ult still.
So yeah, and Lost Shopkeeper does not have flash.
He just
slam
dunks
dunk
on him. Holy cow.
Slam dunk.
We need a basketball Volibear skin, please.
Right?
That would be sweet. If he had a hoop that he actually jumps through.
Yeah.
Riot, you can hit me up
is-
for the permit to use that skin. Yeah. So good little play there. They got something back for CLG. He gets a nice lane shoving into him. So definitely good for him.
We really need to see something happen in this bot lane.
If I see another WQ miss, I'm gonna lose it. It's really frustrating right now. Aphelios is only down 20 CS, which like you were saying, I don't feel like Aphelios is good at all right now. So,
well, Kale is 20 CS down in the kind of area where Timeless has free reign over Kale is over. It's now very contestable from both sides. So we'll see if Kale's able to make a CS comeback.
Yeah. Oh.
On this,
watching Kale just beat this Cho'Gath now that she has some range.
Why does it? Kale should have gotten a one of the Battle Queen skins.
Oh, possibly, yeah.
Oh. Maybe next time.
Did Timeless eat that minion? Oh, I swear I heard the nom nom nom.
I did not hear it, but possibly.
So now you're COG, you're 0-2 into this Ornn. And how do you trade unless it's just with your Q proc?
You become Victor.
Yeah, I guess so.
You have to change champions mid-game.
Oof. Yeah.
Start building AP because Ornn is building armor.
Was Victor banned this last rotation?
No. Victor has not been banned in the entire set.
See, that's what I want to see COG on. Something with some range, but he's just really feeling these melee champions.
Yeah, like Corki would have been really good here. They would have contested the scaling game from...
Yeah.
And would have had that massive teamfight impact that SRC sometimes needs to get over that hump of their...
And Zutter is 40 CS up on Zax's blobs this game, so... Oh, and he's going the tank Rengar build. So... I don't see Gore Drinker coming in. What is that? Is that Sunfire Cape? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So
no,
I'm pretty sure that's Sunfire.
I'm not sure.
Or it's yeah, it's Sunfire. It's
okay.
Sunfire.
I only played tanks for a hot minute.
Yep. So and SRC says no. You read the script. We get all of these dragons.
Engaging. Yep.
And Zax
doesn't look that bad for
Peanut here. Zutter's going in.
Oh, and there goes Kabos and Zax's blobs. Gabe's just going to have to sacrifice him. Still might die to the Rengar ult. Rengar's going to commit under the tower, and there goes
It's
Gabe.
a disaster.
See, and this is like all the other games, except that fight happened earlier this game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And SRC didn't understand. They're like, wait, you've given us every single dragon every single game. Why are you taking this one now? And Timeless just goes ahead and ults that minion there. This is rough. Pretty sure Kino's just going to kill
Timeless eventually here.
Yeah. We'll go back to this fight beforehand. So, let's see. They get Peanut, but at what cost? COG takes a lot of damage early. Then gets double stunned. Then COG couldn't even play. COG didn't even...
Yeah, they didn't have much of an impact on
Holy crap. COG just got absolutely CC'd layered. I'd literally be pulling out my hair
See, and now I
Oh
want to
my
see if
gosh.
Belios is still down gold, because it might not be the case anymore. Yeah, only 300. Oh yeah, 300 disadvantage from that's boots. That's not much at all.
Yeah.
So that lead.
Oh,
that
that's
Kabas
so
is building
crazy. I
is-
never even think about that. That Camille can jump off of Ornn's pillar.
However, it did not benefit her. That
Yeah,
as
no,
much
it
as
did
she
not
thought it
because
would.
she's behind now.
She's like,
for
cool.
sure.
Look what I can do. Hey,
Oh,
look,
and he
it
lands
works.
one.
Look at that.
They're actually going to get a
Oh,
kill.
and there goes Rhino.
Unreal.
That was 300 gold right there.
That was.
Yeah, actually, kind of. She has her mythic and he doesn't.
Like, and again, the SRC bot lane
They're
proving
just-
to be superior,
I don't.
especially when they land their abilities.
See, and even like if Volibear can't bot lane, it doesn't. I don't think it changes the game. It doesn't at all. Because
Yeah.
Zutter is matching that pressure somewhere else, whether it's just farming or because he's 40 CS ahead of Zach's blobs right now.
Yeah. Thank you, chat, for going in the practice tool to prove that I'm just insane. I actually am happy to hear that, though.
things Twitch chat will do to prove your.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm fine with it. Oh, and they're.
I'd rather be
okay.
being bad than. Or
All right.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here's Rengar. Oh, and this. Oh.
This is just a travesty. Trying to turret dive this Ornn when he's more than 50% health. It's not a
Oh
my
and the hook
gosh.
shot.
The true
Do they
damage
get
there.
Rengar here?
No, he's got W. He's gonna be fine.
He's just gonna 1v2.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be
glad to
fine.
know that it's Gabe. Unfortunately, messing with
Yeah.
the combo. Then it.
And we're
impacted
gonna
the
look.
game.
We're gonna take a look back at this attempted turret dive
Yeah.
here. So.
So he didn't even try to hit the ult back,
Yeah.
and CLG just tanked tower to. She didn't even need to flash away.
I
'cause-
feel like Volibear just commits on the Ornn because he has red buff. Maybe he gets one more auto or something.
and see, I don't think they're on
but-
the same page. Might have been
Yeah.
a little bit of trust. there that
Zutter's
wasn't
just
there.
been. That was that turn right there was clean though for sure.
Zutter's invading now, building that CS lead. I wouldn't be surprised if Rengar Flame Horizon the Volibear this game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. I don't think he's quite been managed to pull that off yet, has he?
No.
Maybe earlier in groups he did one game, but
Possibly in the later stage of the game, but we usually look
Yeah.
at the earlier.
True,
Might have
true.
missed it.
the Fax Fox. What elo is this?
Average D4.
I would say RSH is average D1,
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
and SRC is average.
Oh, their
like
average
D3.
gets brought down because of
D2.
Lost Shopkeeper. So they're very
yeah.
similar.
Yeah, okay.
They're both
yeah,
probably
I'd say they're even.
D2, D3.
Grandmaster to Plat 1. That's the elo spread. So, Shopkeeper just chilling out here.
Kino's level 11, and it's closing that the CS discrepancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. Cho'Gath is Oh, he uses an ability and she goes in. Yeah, and he's just gonna get ran down here, I think.
Yeah. I don't.
Oh no, he is able to fight back very well.
Yeah, that's impressive. See, but Kale can just save her speed for the.
Oh, that's
wow.
a lot of
Okay.
damage.
Is Shopkeeper just dead here?
Oh, Kino kills Cho'Gath.
CLG did get
CLG
Shopkeeper
gets
there.
Shopkeeper, and he gets away from Rengar, and we got bot out. So there's a lot of kills across the map at
Yeah.
once.
Auto Spectator didn't know what quite to do there. Even our production guy is kind of like, what? But yeah, it'll do that to you. So yeah, COG finishing him off with the Hedge Tech. Is it the sweeper? Is that what's called?
Yes.
Hedge Tech sweeper.
It's sweeper.
So-
So I think it's the sweeper. Let's
Whatever.
just call it that. Yeah.
The sweeper, and then Kino probably just absolutely kiting this Cho'Gath to death. To be fair, he's only died one time. I mean that matchup, I'd say it's kind of fair to even see him die more than that. Oh, okay, they're
This is a
really
commitment.
with this
Well,
dragon.
Rhino is sitting on gold. It seems like because when Rhino died, he didn't have his mythic. He still doesn't have it. So he's
COG like just that was a very aggressive.
This fight is winnable for SRC just because they don't have as much gold. Red team gets it with
he
the
not
Cho'Gath.
does a massive charm.
We got a TP
Holy
from behind.
cow.
Kino comes into the fight. Kino's just gonna clean up.
Oh my gosh, Shopkeeper had a massive knock up there.
Kaisa cannot do enough damage to save her life.
Yeah.
They traded 1 for 1.
Oh, no, the affiliate.
Oh!
400.
Run, Kabos.
800 years.
Huh. Okay, so that wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
Wasn't the
Watch for Shopkeeper's knockup. It's massive. Go next season.
That
Gonna
was.
see if they're gonna force on timeless here. Oh, okay.
They give up tower.
Yeah, they're gonna give up that.
All
All right, let's take a look at this fight again.
Okay,
Shopkeeper
so,
gets a nasty knockup.
yeah, 3 people, and the
Peanut
Cho'Gath
into
is stuck in the
Shopkeeper.
back line, and then
Boom!
yeah,
Look at that.
Kino is
Sick.
just enters the fight and just hails down on the enemy team.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa's trying her best to match, but she just doesn't do damage. And then Aphelios here is about to ult and just pick up Gabe and force Zach Blobs to stay around. Zach Blob gets Seraphine E'd, and Kabos has to heal away. And they still lose the tower afterwards too. So that's very much in the favor of RSH. However, they did get FC did get the dragon, which in the end it was probably more worth to. I mean, you get the Cho'Gath stack, but it's you traded a lot for it.
Indeed. This Seraphine has been kind of nasty.
Seraphine's really like her buffs are actually insane.
I'm surprised they didn't ban. And their buffs were towards mid lane, I thought.
Anytime she's buffed for mid lane, she's gonna be a good support.
Yeah. But
Like-
the Seraphine for Peanut has been really, really nasty. You kind of wish, you know, even if SRC that was not a Q for sure. That was just a W.
Get out of here. Stop BMing me.
Yeah. But you kind of wonder if SRC wins this game, if they go to the next game, if they just take the Seraphine away.
No,
Whether it's like it's Seraphine, Malphite, Graves. Those are the 3 bans, you know. Maybe not.
I don't mean to
Graves
flame,
anymore.
but it sounds like no one. It doesn't look like anyone plays Seraphine on SRC.
No,
Like
you
the
just
Seraphine
ban
has
it.
been huge. That they're
Yeah.
picking Silas instead to kind of match that ultimate problem.
Oh, we have a dance off here in the mid lane. Kind of just. Just chilling out, but. Yep. Oh, we still have 69 viewers.
Nice.
That's pretty nice.
Nice.
And Zutter's looking to gank
Oh,
top
and this
lane.
is a dead Cho'Gath.
Yeah, and the Kale's just gonna ult him. Like he's just gonna take turn.
Oh
yeah.
my God! Does she have
That's-
Sheen?
that's disgusting.
She does not. And that's just an item and a component.
Yeah. Yeah. She has Nashor's complete.
Yeah.
And she's finishing. Yeah.
See, I don't see how SRC looks at Kale and says this isn't worth banning. I mean, there's some champions that are fine, like last week or earlier this week at EXE versus SRC. The Ahri was not worth a ban. But in this case,
okay, Gabe.
Oh,
Gabe's looking to.
Can they kill the
It's
jungler?
hard because killing Rengar is kind.
And he's a
kind
tank.
of
Oh, is the assassin tank bruiser, or and he's gonna kill CLG.
the flash.
Oh,
What-
and
what is-
oh,
what is SRC
it's-
looks so lost. Oh man, COG flashed early before.
He did it again in game 1, in game 2, I think.
Yeah, like that
Well,
was
no,
such
it was
an early
timeless. It was
flash.
timeless.
I'm so confused. Trying to kill Zutter here doesn't
Pointless.
feel
It's
right.
pointless. He's a tank. He's a tank.
Yeah, he's literally tank. So
Again, 2 fights happening across the map at the same time.
yeah, this is all Peanut, by the way.
Yeah. His positioning is phenomenal in these fights, so he doesn't die and still can DPS and support his team.
Oh my gosh,
Like
the
that
range
is
on that ability is
Clip the
gross.
well, it full extension on when it
Yeah.
hits her allies. Do we have flash on Cho'Gath? Cho'Gath might go to contest this, which is very much favored in Cho'Gath because
Oh, man.
Zutter's smite does not do 1,000 damage, and Cho'Gath's feast probably does around 1,200 right now.
Yeah.
They have vision of it because Kaiser's Q is going to go in. Goes in and oh
my gosh, he almost got that. That was like less than 200 HP.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I commend him for trying for sure. But yeah, unfortunately,
That might be.
that did not work. I think I'm around 45. I don't know. I just want to see it again. That was like under 200. That was under 200 health. They're going to reset here anyway, so we don't really have anything to watch. But yeah, that was a good try from him. You know, the dragons are not as being as prioritized this week. And this is what Tank Rengar does. Just ult a lot, see where everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Let's
dude.
see,
All
yeah,
right,
so
watch this. Watch this. Here we go.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
4. And he's got vision. He should have vision of it, so he knows. But they
137.
Kale doesn't do one auto attack.
yeah.
And that's what happens.
Very, very close. So while we were away, RSH picks up the Infernal Drag, and now they're going to march it down mid. Oh, Zutter had his Empowered Bola up.
Unfortunately,
so they just picked it. They might just end the game right here. They said, all right, you guys, the first 2 games, you made us work for it. We want to go to bed now.
I got school tomorrow.
Yeah, I got school tomorrow, says Zutter.
I got work. You know,
Zutter is still in high school, so he's like, I got a test tomorrow.
Oh, the
he
flash.
Flashed Bola
CLG. Oh, and they're just giving everything out.
Man.
They just destroy them.
Oh my gosh. It's
Kaisa's got this.
Yep. Look at
Kaisa's doing it.
Look at the Rengar. He just
Oh my, that feels so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 10K gold lead.
Do we get the bug?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, RSH, our Season 2 champions.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to take a pause. We're going to try to get RSH in the call here. Oh my gosh, look at the
wow.
Look at the Kale damage. That's fun.
At least it was a Malphite.
She was just beating up on the Cho'Gath basically. So, but congratulations to RSH. They are the Season 2 victors.
And it's interesting because they lost 1 single game, not set, but game in groups, and then lost 2 single games in the winners bracket all the way through.
Yep.
And they just 3-0 the second place team.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, those games 1 and game 2 were beast mode. Like SRC played that very well.
I think the main downfall of SRC was their read on how to defeat RSH.
Yeah, I mean the Kale was kind of crazy every single game. So, all right, so we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back once we get them in comms. Thanks.
Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Don't pause. Press play. I wanna hear what you got to say. Press play. Press play. I wanna hear what you got to say. Don't pause, press play. Every time.
I feel like this is how it
We're
happened last
good?
time. All right. So we are here with Rush Lost to Shopkeeper. Lost to Shopkeeper, now that you just won the EGL Season 2 Championship, what are you going to do next?
Honestly, I'm just going to take the winnings that I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful for Vindy and this tourney, honestly. I don't see a lot of these, especially, and it's really great when I could see them. So I'm going to take that money, use it towards school or my rent or something, and then ultimately just finish my finals, pretty much. And that's about it.
There you go.
Nice.
Perfect. So, how did you guys approach this series? Was it different than other series? Because I know you specifically, your style has changed drastically over the season. So, like last week, you were playing Xerath, right? And before
Yeah.
that, you were on tanks, and then you were on supportive style champions, and now you're literally on top laners for this series.
Yeah.
So, what was your approach to the series as a team?
So basically, when it comes to drafting and just how I like to play the game, I don't really account for what the other team really is gonna do. It's mostly I just like to pick team compositions that all work well with one another. And by well with one another, I mean they either all go in or they all peel back. So for example, a lot of our compositions had this niche where we all just wanted to play back, kite back, do our own thing. Nobody was out of the loop and we all just work together as a team in like a front to back aspect. And that's just how I ultimately think about the game. It's that pretty much all the champions that you have on your team have to fit like um they pretty much have to work hand in hand to be to be good.
Okay.
Yeah. So especially like with the mid lane, since for you specifically, you started this season in groups playing a lot of Soraka specifically, and granted, like the Ornn you played before and after the preseason, but um, how was it determined between you and the team for why you felt that Soraka was super strong before, but then afterwards we saw you on more mages like the Xerath and the Victor?
So basically that all came down to item change. So in the beginning of the season before item change, if we just look at Soraka, right? We look why she's OP, we can see that she has like a heal, she can heal a ton, she has her silence and she has a massive AoE heal. And we look at the items that she can build, we look at Athene's Unholy Grail, right? It's 2100. It gave you 10-20% cooldown, I can't really remember, but 40 AP and some magic resist, which is pretty good stats for Soraka. And the fact
Yeah.
that you can stack the 190, you can stack your Athenes and you could AoE ult and heal someone in another lane for up to like 600 HP if they were low. And basically, the reason why item change kind of killed that was because they kind of got rid of Athenes, and then there was this whole mix-up about like if mage items were OP for a little bit, and then they came out of meta. But ultimately, I think that the meta right now is strictly just its 80 carries are super good. Maybe not in solo queue, but they can scale and they have the best items in the game. And also tanks are just broken, right? We saw Malphite just insta kill Kai'Sa like five like five
Yeah.
times those
Do the
couple
most
fights.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you don't even need a lot of gold to make these champions applicable, right? Like, Sunfire's the best item in the game. It gets 3400, gives you armor, magic resist, cooldown that shouldn't even be in a tank item, and it gives you that OP immolate passive as long with the auto attacks as well. It's just the items are just not balanced for 80 carries and tanks right now. And then there's some other things like kill, of course, where their items got really good. But pretty much it's just like front to back comps are good, so like that's why I ultimately pick like the Ornn and Soraka.
Um, Another thing that I want to know if it was like a struggle for you guys or not was um, throughout the first part of the season, we see um, you guys pretty much only played through like the top side between Zutter and Kino, with everyone else playing like supportive and kind of leaving like bot lane on weak side. And then when season 11 happened and the playoffs happened, you guys were shifting around the power. So like in this series, you pulled out the Ivern, which is a very supportive jungler, and then even in the past, you guys were playing heavy tanks like a Mumu. So was it difficult as a team to be able to swap that role of who the carry and who the focus of your team is to be able to play around them to win the game?
Um, I think ultimately what it came down to was that when we first started playing, we all didn't really have like a full understanding of how we wanted to play, right? So what we pretty much all learned at the start was how to drop wards in certain places, and also the idea of wave control, and also freezing, and um, also like all those aspects. So we learned about pretty much like wave management. We learned about like how the first and second drag aren't really applicable most of the time because they're just worth 100 gold and some XP. Also, Rift Herald has this weird niche thing around it. So ultimately, I think it was very easy just to swap like power between us because we all knew that we didn't really like to fight for objectives early. They weren't the best thing to do for how we wanted to play, and we just wanted to scale. So pretty much we could just swap the power into anybody because we all were all working towards the same goal. This was a team-based game. We all either chose the fact of pretty much like if we put Kino on a carry, right? I'm gonna play Soraka and we're gonna play other supportive things on the team to make sure that he shines. So we work as a team. Or if we just throw Zutter on Graves and we play front to back, right? Work as a team. Let Graves just carry. Or we could even throw it through bot, right? Like through these games, like front to back, just let Seraphine carry pretty much because the massive R with the extension is not balanced. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was just ultimately we all learned how to play the game to a understanding with one another, and we all could just swap it wherever because we all knew how to play the game to how we wanted to play the game.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, you talking about your teamwork, and I know you guys dropped a few games here or there in the season, but you never dropped a set. So technically, you've gone undefeated set-wise throughout the season. Do you guys attribute that more to your raw skill or your refined skill as a team?
Honestly, I think it comes down to our teamwork because if we just look at some of the games too, right, we would just flat out lose because we would just get like we would just lose through lanes, right? Like I would get ganked too much or something would happen on the map. I mean, I probably didn't play the best out of a lot of these series, I'll be honest, but we were able to recover. But or could you rephrase the question again? I'm sorry. Could you just repeat it?
Yeah, no problem. Just do you attribute your success more to like your individual talents or the time you spent as a team refining that teamwork?
The teamwork, like 100%, because ultimately League of Legends is a team-based game, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people, even when it comes to draft select, like to pick things that are counter matchups, right? But they ultimately don't work with their team.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly just care about does all 5 champions want to do the same thing, and can we play this game as a team together?
For sure. Do you have any more questions?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
Is there any like quote unquote like shout outs you want to give? Any specific people that obviously like you contribute a lot of the success with your team as a whole and all playing super well and be on the same page. But is there any other like kind of like shout outs you want to give to the success that you and all of Tempo Rush had?
Honestly, I mean, of course, like our friends and people who supported us to do well. Like I appreciate everybody who wanted us to succeed, who liked our play style, even those who didn't like our play style, right? Because I ultimately want everybody to just have a good time, and that's pretty much all. And I mean, you said, well, I mean, I just want to. I know you didn't say like shout out my team, but I just wanted to solely because
Yeah.
a lot of what we did as a team was they kind of let me do it, whereas like it's very hard to accept like information, right? So I'm very grateful for my teammates that they let me like help with the draft and stuff, and help them like
Yeah.
get better at the game and stuff. Like I'm more than grateful for that. And like for anybody who's watching who picked up like any tips or anything too.
There you
Yeah,
go.
awesome.
I am going to hand mine over to Vindy. So we're going to step away for a second, and Vindy will take over.
Okay.
Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Press play.
All right, and we're back. I'd be slamming the button right now if I could. All right, guys. So that's the end of Season 2. Season 3 starts in approximately 1 hour and 14 minutes. So free agency will open very, very shortly. I probably will be up to around 2 a.m. tonight, starting on the data entry for free agency and stuff. Captains, if you're out there and listening to this, reminder, I specifically want the captains to PM me on Facebook instead of Discord. That will help me kind of keep things in order. And then all the free agents and players and stuff can just hit me up on Discord itself. So, yep, that will be live in 1 hour and 13 minutes now. So I'm pretty excited. Congratulations to RSH for their victory. They stayed really, really strong throughout the entire season. They didn't ever really collapse or anything like that. So we'll play from them. I guess it's kind of easy to keep your mental when you're winning everything, but still, I've seen good teams kind of just blow up for no reason. So SRC, strong contender there, and I think with the meta kind of unfolding a little bit more, that they can definitely could take a series off of RSH next time. EXE placing third. I'm pretty sure EXE is in everyone's heart. The true winners of Season 2, specifically Solo Mason. He kind of impressed everybody. I think even himself with how well he played. So we will be doing MVP voting. Probably I'll open that up in probably a couple of days. And then MVP MVP of Season 2 and Season 1 and Season 2 finalists will all be getting trophies sent to them. And then payouts for the top 3 teams will be sent on their oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the website all of a sudden. I just blanked. Matcherino, thank you. Payouts will come within 3 months. I know that sounds long, but that's actually like industry standard because it's all held in escrow. So, but I'll keep you guys updated. We might be able to get those to you sooner. And you can actually keep the money, your winnings from Season 2 in your Matcherino account. So you can use that just to sign up for Season 3, just like that. So, yes, top 3 does get a payout, actually. I'm pretty sure you get your buy-in back. So, yeah, you made it out alive. So I'm going to be posting a lot of stuff on Season 3. Basically, right now, we're just in the preseason. So dates and stuff are getting kind of still like hammered out. Me and Burn Victim will be working on some stuff along with the other captains. You're right. Who is Burn Victim? I mean Zuko. And yeah, I was really happy with how Season 2 went. Really excited to add 4 more teams. We have I'll go ahead and leak because it's 1 hour now and 9 minutes. So we have as greedy as possible, very old school local team will be coming in. And then we have Alcove Gaming. Both of those captains being headed up by players in the circuit right now. And we might possibly be having some college teams joining the circuit. That'll be interesting. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited. And I think I look cute, too. Thank you, David. I appreciate you. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and call it quits. We will be casting the free agent games. So we won't be a 3.5 month break from the studio, but it's probably going to be about a 1.5 month break. So we'll see you guys next time, and thanks for sticking with us.